Hello humans, ghouls, mutate fools, welcome to the channel Beware Mutate Zombies. I am Mara Mutate Zombie. You don't need to beware me because today we are going on a little adventure. We're going to play a demo. It is for a romance game coming out someday, eventually, soon, maybe. I don't know. It is called Touchstarved. I saw this on a YouTube video. It just came up. It's like, hey, look, this is a game coming out. And I was like, oh, the art looks so good. It looks so cool. So I finally got around to adding it to my wish list, and I want to play the demo. I want to play it. It looks cool. I like the art, okay? It's not because I am starved and deprived of love, myself, and touch, and things like that, being a undead being and such. It is because it looks so pretty, okay? You'll understand when you see it. Don't judge me. You'll see. Okay? I can feel the judging. I can feel it, and I don't appreciate. Okay? You know that it is difficult out in a zombie apocalypse to find romance. So let me have this. Let me have it. We're gonna get started. Don't judge me, okay? The art is really cool. Trust me, okay? I promise. The art looks really, really cool. You'll see. I see you judging me. I hear you judging me. I feel you judging me. I don't like it. I can't smell you judging me because you're not close enough for me to smell you. I bet if you were downwind, I bet I could smell you. I bet. Too loud. Okay. There we go. That's good. But you saw those characters? They look really cool. There's a CG gallery. Okay. New game. I don't know how long the demo is either. Okay. Streamers and content creators should set music volume to 0 in order to disable copyright music. This is a demo of Touchstarved Prologue and not the finished product. Okay, thank you. Content warning. Touchstarved is intended for an older audience. It contains mature content that includes, but is not limited to, horror, graphic, violence, strong language, alcohol, and drug references, injury, and dismemberment. Player discretion is... This is definitely for me. Tutorial. In Touchstarved, your choices matter. The decisions you make may result in unique dialogue interactions or even choices in red text, which contain exclusive content. Try playing through the demo more than once and choosing different options. You might even uncover a secret ending. And remember, there are no wrong choices, only interesting ones. Choose wisely and save often. Left click, progress text and dialogue, mouse wheel up. Okay. I did not mean to do that. Rewind text and dialogue. Okay. Down, progress. Okay. Spacebar is hide UI. Why would I ever want to hide the UI? Choose your name. Mara. Submit. Load history auto options. Okay, I need to make the music 0. So that's done now. Cool. Choose your pronouns. Okay. She, her. I like that. That's cool. This world began to unravel long before you were born. It all started with fogfall. Spectral mist bled from the seams where reality wore so thin it split. And from that fog merged monsters, inhuman beings with unnatural powers. Some possessed language and intellect, others were mindless beasts driven by little more than bloodshed. An unrest spread and cities fell. Humans cowered in fear while monsters thrived amid the chaos. And then there's you. There is I. You don't know what you are, but one terrible truth is certain. You were born cursed, with hands that alter the minds of those you touch. Ooh. Choose your backstory. Oh, I can choose. Okay. Cool. The unnamed, the exile, the alchemist. The unnamed, a fallen oracle. You were raised as an oracle in a remote temple. The priests claimed your touch bestowed enlightenment, but a visiting mage revealed your curse for what it is. Spurred on by the mage's word, you fled in search of the cenobium. You regularly experience unnatural premonitions that rattle your body and soul. An innate sixth sense gives you a heightened awareness of hidden supernatural presences. I like that one. The exile, a solitary survivor. You were exiled to a life far from civilization. Your only kinship was with an elderly hermit who taught you how to survive in the wild. He lost his life in search of a cure for you, but left you with a final lead to pursue the cenobium. You're a seasoned survivalist, well versed in deciphering soulless behaviors. You've gained fluency in various languages and an uncanny intuition for detecting danger. That sounds like my D&D character. The alchemist and abandoned mage. An exiled cenobium mage you took in as a child, raising you as her apprentice. She seemed to take pity on your curse, but you discover that she was cultivating you as a test subject. You've fled to the cenobium seeking a cure. You're an experienced spellcaster with an encyclopedic knowledge of alchemy, spellcraft, and history. With a little observation, you can identify the subtle effects of magic. I like all of these! Oh, the Exile definitely sounds like my D&D character that I used to have. My favorite one so far because her story basically got to be completed. The Alchemist and the Unnamed are so good. Unnatural premonitions, encyclopedic magic. Oh, I wish for this one, but this one gets me more. This one gets me more. So I'm gonna go with the Unnamed. Confirm. That is my origin. Your name is Mara. You selected she, her pronouns. Your backstory is the Unnamed. Is this correct? Yes. I'm a little sad that I don't get to hear the music, but I understand. The wasteland stretches as far as the eye can see. There's nothing out there but death, the ever-present stench of decay, and countless sun-bleached bones cast like seeds across the barren land. Ooh, this art... I told you guys the art looked cool! I could say death doesn't scare me, but honestly I'm desperate. It's been 2 weeks since I joined a caravan bound across the wastes. Finding a group that would accept me was a trial in itself. I can hide my hands and deflect probing questions. But sooner or later, people always suspect something strange about me. As rations grew sparse and canteens ran dry, tensions rose. Despair began to set in until I saw it. What did I see? Whoa. Iridia, the city of knowledge, one of the last bastions of humanity left in the world and home to the famous academy called the Cenobium. It's so cool looking. It looks evil, but also I'm sure like if it was sunrise and not sunset or night, it would look so pretty. Oh, it looks pretty, it just looks evil right now because all the red and the darkness and the green with the red. Oh. All the world's knowledge gathered in one place. If there's anywhere I'll find a cure for my curse, it's there. Okay. All that stands between me and a new life is a final stretch of salt-soaked wastes. Or so I think until I see the first tendrils of fog snaking beneath the wagon. Oh no. Is this fogfall? Hushed voice says. My stomach sinks at the very whisper of it. A silent storm more devastating than fire. Dangerous in cities, but a death sentence beyond them. Oh, here comes the fog. A thick blanket of fog engulfs us, stuffing out the lantern's light. The wagon lurches to a stop. An eerie silence heavy as the mist falls over us. The only warning we get is a strangled scream. Oh no! Stay back! No! The cry dissolves into wet gurgling. Then, the wagon violently pitches to the side. I hit the ground hard. The air punched from my lungs. When I opened my eyes, adrenaline lends sudden, awful clarity to the carnage around me. Ah, I get it. A trader I once shared bread with lies face down in the mud, their back reduced to long strips of torn muscle, gleaming gristle, and exposed bone. Bodies litter the wasteland. Oh, I love the imagery. Ah. Oh no, I'm afraid of this. I see tentacles. I don't. I try to rise, but my ankle explodes with pain so blinding. White blooms across my vision. Only when my eyes finally adjust do I see the dark shape before me. I don't want to see it. Oh, it's got eyeballs everywhere too. Ew, ew. Kill it dead. No, gross, gross. A soulless stoops over the twisted form of a caravaner. I freeze, but it swivels its head. A dozen bulging eyes twitch in my direction, and it blink as one. Ew! Nasty. Nasty. I'm sorry I called you nasty. I'm sorry. Please don't kill me. Don't get anywhere near me. Just, stay away from me. Okay? Just stay away from me. Just you over there, me over here. Distance. Let's have distance. Okay? Okay? The soulless lets out an ear-splitting shriek and charges me. No, stay away. Stay away. But right before it reaches me, the beast barrels past, vanishing into the mist. A horse screams in the distance. I need to move now. Run for the city. Run for the city. I take off, running deeper into the haze. The fog is so thick that I fear I'm headed in the wrong direction until I see a dim pinprick of light emanating from the shadow of a spire. It's faint, but it's enough. I came too far to die here. Rapid footsteps echo all around me. I turn in circles, frantically searching the opaque mist for the source, but the fog ball twists and stretches sound. Suddenly, the caravan's driver bursts forth from the fog. Our eyes meet too late. Oh. He knocks me to the ground and slips in the patch of mud. The soulless instantly falls on him. That's what he gets for knocking me to the ground. Ah! Nope. You stay away from me. Stay far away. It catches the driver by his throat and rakes his stomach with razor-sharp claws. He comes apart like wet paper, spilling intestines and viscera in a steaming tide. Fighting the urge to heave, I claw frantically through the slippery muck for a handhold. Shit. My hand catches on the jagged edge of a rib jutting up from the water. Bandages unfurl around the gouge torn deep into my palm. But the pain's quickly forgotten when my hand closes around my wrist. Oh! Can you stand? One of the travelers from the caravan leans over me. Oh, my hand looks horrible! Don't touch my hand! Don't touch my hand! I'm fine! Go! Run! We need to run! Yeah, let's run, but don't touch my hand. I reach for my hand and I realize too late that my bandages have come undone. Oh no. No, don't touch me! The sensation of their thumb brushing the back of my hand sends a shiver down my spine. All it takes is one touch, and in the space of a breath, my curse takes hold. Oh no. Oh no. Their lips peel back into a deranged grin. No, I've seen this face countless times before. This is my curse, madness of my own making. Oh, no. Their grip on my hand tightens until pain radiates from my knuckles. Let me go. Suddenly, clammy hands crush my throat, choking off my breath. Die. Spit bubbles at the corners of their mouth and flecks my face. The edges of my vision darken as my lungs shriek for air. Fight them off, because apparently I have no breath, so fight them off. My nails gouge deep into the traveler's wrist, but no matter how much blood I draw, they don't flinch. That makes sense. The more I struggle, the tighter their grip grows. My pulse hammers in my ears, slowing with each thudding beat. This can't be happening. I'm going to die, and not because of the fog fall or the soulless, but because of my curse. Tears sting my eyes. No, not here. Not like this. But then their hands drop from my neck, leaving me wheezing for air. My lungs burn with each ragged cough. My vision clears and the traveler's face takes shape, hovering inches from mine, lips still split in that macabre smile, even as blood seeps between their teeth. Ugh. They give one last shuddering breath, then slump over, the claws hooked through their stomach. Oh. The soulless shoves the body aside, its glowing eyes narrow as though grinning. Thank you! I feel like I should still run, though. There's a flash of claws. Red spills across my vision. I thought there'd be pain, but as I sink into the murky water, all I can feel is the grit of silt filling my mouth in the icy embrace of shallow water. I spot an arm resting among an outcrop of reeds, mine neatly severed at the elbow. Oh! They should have taken both arms. Without them, maybe I could have survived. Maybe I could have had a home. Instead, I'll die cold and alone in a desolate wasteland. A fitting end for a monstrosity like me. If this is death, it's not as bad as I feared. The cold is gone, as is the choking stench of the bog. I could drift forever, cocooned in oblivion until all thought and sensation vanished. No curse, nobody howling at me in madness and terror, nothing at all. The thought has a terrible appeal to it. But I take a reflexive breath and air pours into my lungs, then out again in a ragged gasp. Feeling something flooding back my warm cloth on my bare skin, a firm surface underneath me, a strange tang of sulfur in the air. Do not be afraid. I twist my head toward the voice. Tears flood my bleary eyes at the bright glow of lamplight. Try not to move. The voice is calm, steady, and commanding, but more importantly, it's a stranger's voice. One thought cuts through my mental fog. I have no idea who this is, and I'm completely at their mercy. Stay away from me. My words come out in little more than a creaky whisper. I clamp my mouth shut, hating how weak and helpless I sound. No. No? Who the hell is this? I would sit up. I manage to push myself up on one elbow, but my head swims, and my surroundings give an alarming lurch. Ah, stubborn patient. I don't have the strength to dignify that with a response. Instead, I pull the sheet up higher and wipe my eyes until my vision clears. Oh, your design is so cool. The stranger towers over my prone form. Warm light limes his pristine medical coat. I have never heard this word before. Limes? I instinctively shrink back, and that's when I realize that I'm completely naked except for a thin linen sheet. Ah! Naked, lying on a low cot with a pair of sharp golden eyes watching my every move. The man's gaze flickers to my exposed, unbandaged hands. I plunge my hands under the sheet, though it's too late. He must have noticed what they look like. Strange, cursed, inhuman. I brace myself for his inevitable disgust, but his courteous smile lingers. He just watches in placid silence as I struggle to make sense of my surroundings. Where am I? Who are you? Be calm. You are safe here. Whoever this is, he clearly has no idea who or what I am. I've never been safe anywhere with anyone. Even the shrine of my childhood turned out to be a horrific lie. I scowl, pulling the sheet protectively around myself. Where are my clothes? The man's golden eyes narrow slightly. A sharp sigh rustles the paper in his hands. The sigh rustles the paper? From that distance? Okay. I see you are not to be dissuaded. Your clothes were torn to shreds when I found you, but I procured replacements. Anatomy! Although, more terrifying look at anatomy. Jeez. With a soft creak, he rises from his chair, giving me a better view of my surroundings. This looks like a medical clinic. Bottles of silvery alchemical concoctions line the counters in neat rows. The air makes my The air makes my nose twitch, a faint whiff of smoke and something distinctly metallic. The doctor produces a large, dense bundle of cloth, which he sets at the foot of my cot. He's easily a head taller than most, and I have to crane my neck to look up at him. And I get a full view! Oh, I love this art style. This artist is so cool. And this character design. Oh, I should be fawning over him, but I'm fawning over the intricacies of the art itself. It just, I love it. The buttons. Oh, I love it. Could you step out? I lift my head, looking defiantly into those golden eyes. Meeting his gaze sends a hot frisson down my spine. Something about him nags at me, like a half-formed memory I can't place. Could you step out first? I'm not getting dressed with you standing here. To my surprise, the man's mouth quirks. Oh my gosh, he smiled, and then he actually turned. I was not planning on watching. Ah! Still smiling to himself, he disappears through a narrow door. I hear a soft click as the lock turns behind him. When I don't hear any footsteps, I reach for the bundle of clothes. Okay, so this is a dating sim. This is a romance game. I've seen the characters. Okay, I saw the image and just. Okay, I have to go off personality, not character design. Personality, not character design. I do have a thing for people with cold personalities. No. Okay, I must see the other characters, cannot make decisions, cannot be swayed. Must not be swayed by the gold. I may like crows, but I'm not a crow. Do not be swayed by the gold. Ah. When I don't hear any more footsteps, I reach for the bundle of clothes. An itch on my elbow stops me short. I reach down absently to rub at it, then freeze when my fingers meet a neat line of stitches. I know what I saw. That beast took my arm clean off. And yet, the limb shows no sign of injury apart from the black stitches poking through my skin. I gingerly flex my fingers, feeling my heart race at the sensation that, ooh, they put my entire arm back. This is impossible. I should be dead, or at the very least, gasping out my last breaths. Who saved me? I squeeze my eyes shut, waiting for the pleasant dream to unravel, to wake up and find myself bleeding out in the swamp. But nothing happens. The seconds tick by, and my arm remains resolutely healed, my surroundings pristine and quiet. In numb disbelief, I grab the replacement clothes and begin stiffly pulling them on. They're thicker and warmer than mine were, bundled with a black woolen cloak. But there's one thing still missing, my bandages. The doctor didn't leave me with any, though I know he saw my hands. I slide off the bed and take a few unsteady steps toward one of the drawers. If this is indeed a doctor's clinic, there must be bandages somewhere. I start opening drawers at random, and of course, that's when the door swings open. Are you looking for something? I whirl around, clutching a thick roll of clean bandages. I try to step back from him, but my legs bump up against the cot. Your caution is understandable, though if I meant you any harm, you would know. That doesn't make me feel any better in the slightest, but he makes no move toward me, so I quickly wind the bandages around my hands. The glowing scars and mottled skin disappear under a layer of clean white cotton. May I ask why you need additional bandages? I can help if you tell me what ails you. I doubt it. Traveling to Iridia was a gamble born of desperation rather than hope. Nothing has come close to curing my curse. And yet, my left arm twitches, the arm that was severed before my very eyes. The doctor's unblinking gaze follows my every move. It's clear he won't drop this without some sort of answer. Also, whoever put my arm back on would have gotten cursed. They would have gotten cursed once it, reattached itself. Or if it's, just the hands themselves. Even if they weren't attached, they would have cursed whoever picked them up, too, right? So I think this was the right place. I think we landed in the right place. The bandages protect me, and they warn others to stay away. I've tried every way of covering my hands, and this works best. Most people avoid touching me as soon as they see the bandages. An illness, then. Or a less mundane affliction spread by contact. I flinch. He doesn't even sound surprised, and that's far too close to the truth for comfort. I decline to answer. Well, it's personal, and I don't really want to get into it. I have treated every affliction under the sun. I may have answers that you do not. An involuntary snort of laughter escapes me. Where would I even begin? Would he even believe me if I told him? I shake my head. I need to know more about this doctor before he figures me out. Who are you? You may call me Curus. Curus. Curus? Curus. I'm going to say Curus. I don't know how to pronounce your name. So I'm going to say Curus. Because, they don't make games where you can, click on the name and then it tells you how. So, And where exactly am I? Iridia, which I assume was your caravan's destination. I can think of nowhere else for a group of travelers to go. Iridia, so I made it to the City of Knowledge after all. I should feel relieved, but all I can manage is a vague sense of increasing unease. How did I end up here? I brought you to my clinic, of course. You were the only survivor from the caravan, barely clinging to your life. You needed immediate treatment, which you provided? Yes. He says it so simply, as if I'm a child, and he's explaining basic addition to me. I frown and flex the fingers on my recently healed arm. Aside from being a bit stiff, it feels fine. Thoroughly attached to me. You're saying that you stitched my arm back on. Pardon? A soul has attacked the caravan and ripped everyone to shreds. It tore my arm clean off. When I woke up here, I trail off, bewildered. I've never heard of any magic that could heal a mortal wound. The doctor, Curus, pinches the bridge of his nose. He sits back down in his chair, quiet for a long time. I do not know where you come from, but Iridia is the city of knowledge and deadly secrets alike. Information is power, and one should not give it or receive it freely. Since you refuse to divulge your secrets, I will not divulge mine. I do not even know your name. I was just... You are new to Iridia, so I will overlook this specific breach of etiquette. Do not expect others to extend the same courtesy. Do you understand? He glances at my freshly bandaged hands. Loath though I am to admit it, he has a point. I am a complete stranger to him, yet he saved my life. I take a deep, steadying breath. This time, when I speak, I sound a bit more like myself. Mara. My name is Mara. It is a pleasure to meet you, Mara. There's a little more warmth in his smile, his polite demeanor back in an instant. Thank you for saving me. Thank you for saving my life. I chance a smile in return, even if he won't explain how he did the impossible. There's no doubt in my mind that I'd be dead if not for Curus. Think nothing of it. I'm not sure if he's just being excessively courteous, but his words only raise more urgent questions. I have to ask, why did you save me? You don't know me. Oh, he looks so startled. I love his golden eyes. They're so pretty. The question seems to startle Curus. I could hardly leave you to die in the wastes. Assisting those in need is the very essence of a doctor's duty. There's so much facial interactions happening that I'm not used to. Like, I'll see, like, something change, and I'll look up and be like, oh, they changed! Like, I'm not used to all these expressions on a character. It's a good thing I'm looking up, because I would definitely miss it, because I'm not used to that. Oh, I love it. I've never met a doctor who also handed out free clothes. My fingers find the edge of the cloak. There's a subtle but delicately embroidered pattern around the hem. I try not to think about what price Curus might demand for such well-made clothes. No, I suppose not. Ah, another different facial expression! Forgive my presumption, I rarely come across such a fascinating patient. I blink. What did he just say? Ah, I simply meant that few would cling to life so resolutely, or brave such a perilous journey to Iridia. I could not help being curious about you, Mara. His voice dips to a soft murmur, and he abruptly looks away from me. Ooh, I don't know what to say to that. Yeah, I don't know what to say to that. I honestly don't know what to say. If you knew more about me, you might not like me as much as you think. Doctor or not, he wouldn't want to risk his life or sanity over me. No one ever does. What would cause me to dislike you? And here we are, back at my curse, the thing I've been desperate to avoid discussing. Oh. A loud knock on the front door stops our conversation cold and spares me from having to explain anything else. Duty calls. Unfortunately, you are not my only patient today. The knocking grows more insistent and Curus lets out a tired sigh. Please wait. Though he says it quietly, the clamor on the other side of the door abruptly stops. Do you need anything before you leave, Mara? Oh, between the soulless attack and my miraculous survival, I had almost forgotten why I came to Iridia in the first place. I need directions to the cenobium. The cenobium? Oh, he looks mad. The look on his face is downright chilling. He pauses, choosing his words with cold deliberation when he speaks again. Whatever you seek, it is very unlikely you will find it there. The cenobium's gates open for precious few visitors, and even if they opened for you, you would not like what you found inside. My heart sinks. Is he saying that I came all this way for nothing? Risked life and limb for nothing? No, that can't be. I've only just arrived, and Iridia is the largest city still standing. There has to be a cure for me here. Then, if not the cenobium, where would you suggest? Do you know anyone else in Iridia? I shake my head. Then I suggest a local guide. Head to the Wet Wick and ask for Leander, the leader of the Adderstone. Excuse me? The Wet what? The Wet Wick. He sounds deeply unamused. Follow the Adderstone postings. They are difficult to miss. When you meet Leander, tell him I sent you. That isn't much to go on, but Curus points toward the back door. You will be safe so long as you do not draw attention to yourself. That's easier said than done. I've always been a magnet for the worst sort of attention. If you require my assistance, you may return whenever you wish. His smile is so warm, and he's so kind, but also, from playing Hatoful Boyfriend, I am a little wary of doctors. Which is also why I kind of like him, because I have problems. I have so much problems. I have many problems. Though he's smiling, there's a note of finality in his voice. Resigned to my dismissal, I slip out of the back door. And it's time for a drink of water. I just took a drink of water. It was pleasant. Did you take a drink of water? Are you staying hydrated out there? You should be staying hydrated. I find myself standing in a narrow and rather gloomy alley. I pull the new cloak up over my nose, stepping over the contents of emptied chamber pots. Ew! Something weighs heavily inside one of the cloak's pockets, my coin purse. Every last coin that I'd scraped together for the journey to Iridia is still inside. The purse doesn't even look like it was open. There were so few coins to begin with, they probably weren't worth stealing. I glanced back at the clinic's closed door. Curious didn't take any payment. He didn't even ask for a future favor. But he also said that in Iridia, secrets are power. Does he expect me to give up mine at some point? That's not exactly a comforting thought. Still, no matter why he did it, Curious gave me a second chance and a lead on where I might find help. I better get going before he changes his mind. I squeeze out of the alley and into the crowded main street. The line outside Curious's clinic stretches down the road. Two thin peddlers queue alongside weathered elders. If any place is in desperate need of a free clinic, it's this one. The cobblestones are treacherously rough under my feet, deep grooves worn between them by regular flooding and decades of hard use. I knew Iridia was a river city, but I didn't expect it to look so eroded. The buildings are tired and dilapidated, all crammed together in narrow streets. And there's something else, a charge in the air like the shift in pressure before a storm. It's subtle, little more than a faint, persistent thrumming, but I can't seem to shake the sensation. A child darts by, clutching something greasy wrapped in paper. The smell of fried food drifts over to me, and my stomach gives a faint gurgle. This morning's catch, fried up, hot and fresh. Not too many eyeballs today. Ooh, what do you mean eyeballs? That sounds disgusting, but I'm starving, so I duck my head under the stall's grubby awning. A large fish leers up at me, its 3 bulging eyes still visible through the thick layer of crispy batter. The vendor gives me a gap-toothed grin. What's the cheapest that you've got? The vendor points at a metal basket of what looks like long strips of savory fried dough. Fresh long, lads. 3 copper apiece. Don't burn your mouth. I take the coins out, counting them gingerly. At this rate, I might not even be able to afford dinner. Reluctantly, I drop the payment on the counter and take my meal. Oh. 2 streets later, I pass under a wrought iron archway adorned with dangling garlands of red and pink lilies. The buildings in this quarter are a dizzying riot of color, painted walls and tinted glass everywhere I look. Sheer red and pink curtains flutter in open doorways. Musical voices call out invitingly. Incense mingles with the pungent scent of flowers, barely covering the salt and musk of warm bodies. This must be Iridia's entertainment district. I'm polishing off my food and dusting the crumbs from my hands when I spot a poster. It features the silhouette of a smiling man wearing a single dagger-like earring and the words, "The Adderstone," printed above his head. If Leander is the leader of the Adderstone, then the face printed on the poster is likely his. I follow a line of identical posters around a corner and nearly hit my head on a precariously dangling wooden sign. Looking up, faded orange letters read, "The Wet Wick." The facade of the building looks like it's seen better days, but I hear faint music and laughter coming from inside. New character? It's not even midday, yet the Wick is packed. A loose collection of Iridians crowd the bar, taking up the tables and gathering in the spaces between. They speak amongst each other in hushed voices, their faces drawn and grave. I can sense their apprehension even without hearing their words. A cursory glance doesn't turn up anyone with a dagger-shaped earring, and I'm considering searching the bar when a loud voice carries across the room. Now, I'm no prior or curator. I'm not much for paperwork or pencil pushing. And honestly, I don't even think those robes come in my size. I crane my neck, but the crowd is too dense for me to see the speaker. Gather around, I want to show you all something. There's no time to move out of the way. The audience surges towards the center of the room in a sudden torrent. I'm caught and swept along with them. Hey! The clatter of falling chairs and tables being shoved aside drowns out my complaints. I thrash and throw out my elbows as heavy bodies press into mine. My hip knocks into a table. I grip it, holding on tight to steady myself, but the crowd has stilled. A pair of gilded boots stride across the table. Top. Oh. If you want nothing but guidelines and practical policies and needless bureaucracy, you know where to go. I drag my eyes upward. Oh. A man towers on the table in front of me, arms spread as he addresses his rapt audience. But I'm not going to wait for a word from on high. His impassioned words provoke nods and excited whispers. But nothing is as captivating as his brilliant smile. He beams at the crowd around him, a performer on his makeshift stage. I noticed his eyes first, and then his hair, and then his smile. Like, you had to point out the smile for me to notice the smile, because I was just stuck on those eyes and that hair. Oh. But, and unlike those clerics, I don't need the abbess's approval to cast a spell or two. As he raises his hands above the audience, the dagger-shaped earring dangling from his left ear catches the light in a flash of gold. It seems I found Leander. These are our streets. We make our own luck here. He snaps, and a flash of pale green light erupts from his hands. Oh. Oh. With a flick of his wrist, Leander conjures a ribbon of glittering light. A delicate flower stem sprouts between his pinched fingers. One by one, glowing lily petals unfurl. Leander raises the flowers with a flourish, and the bar bursts into clapping and cheers. A magic demonstration was the last thing I expected from a place called the Wet Wick. Yeah, I expected more like strippers, I guess. Strippers at the Wet Wick. Leander plucks the shimmering flowers out of the air and turns in a slow circle. Now, who could use some good luck? Eager onlookers scoot closer to the table, but Leander's cool green eyes slide right over them and lock on me instead. How about you? My chest grows tight. Suddenly, I'm in the spotlight. Refuse. Because I don't know nothing about nothing. I'm new here. I'm good, thank you. Leander's smile widens as though he didn't hear me at all. Are you sure? But as he speaks, the lilies fade away in a shower of opalescent light. To my surprise, Leander laughs under his breath. That's the problem with flowers. They don't last long, but they leave an impression, right? He grins at me, and I find myself smiling back. Oh, let's see his expressions. I'm so excited. I don't know why I'm so excited to see these characters' expressions, but I am. Leander steps off the table, dropping among the excited crowd with a clink. All right, show's over. Back to work, everyone. The audience disperses, and Leander heads toward the bar. Now is my chance. I start after him, only to find myself face to face with one of his followers. Where do you think you're going? I need to talk to Leander. You and half of Lowtown. Leander is busy right now, at her stone business. Come back tonight. After the moment we shared, surely Leander can spare word. But the follower crosses her arms, unmoved. I glance over her shoulder, hoping to catch a glimpse of Leander. As though sensing my gaze, he looks up, and for a moment our eyes lock. Then Leander turns away to murmur something to the group gathered around him. The follower moves to block my view. You hear me? I'm not looking for trouble. This doctor, Curis, said I should find Leander. That's... She's interrupted by a hand resting on her shoulder. Curis sent you. He said you could help me. Leander nods at the woman, and she steps aside wordlessly. Follow me. He leads me to the crowded bar. There's so little room that this broad shoulder... There's so little room that his broad shoulder presses against mine. I tense, but he doesn't seem to mind at all. Sorry about that. The Adderstone watch out for one another. They can be overprotective at times. Lesson learned. Leander flashes me a broad grin. You're new to Iridia, aren't you? He says it with a genuine air of curiosity. Do I stick out that much? No, but I'm certain I'd remember seeing a face as lovely as yours around Lowtown. He's such a flirt. I'm over it. If I get to choose who I want to try and woo so far, it's Curis. It's Curis. It's Curis. I haven't even met the others. It's Curis, isn't it? I'm gonna be going after Curis. I can tell already. I have a problem. My eyes drop to the polished countertop. I'm not used to flattery, and being this close makes eye contact difficult. As if on cue, the bartender approaches us. What'll it be? Surprise me and add anything my friend wants to my tab. Water's good. Water's fine. While the bartender leaves to fix our drinks, Leander leans his elbow on the counter. His sleeves ride up, revealing a long, raised scar. I catch myself following its winding path across. I catch myself following its winding path across his forearm. Leander's eyes wander over me in return. When they lock on my bandaged hands, a bitter taste rises in my throat. Here comes the questions. Is there any chance Kira sent you here for cheap drinks or barely edible appetizers? No. He pushes his hair back from his forehead, sighing when it immediately falls back into place. That's the doctor for you. Always business. I'm not sure he even knows how to relax. The bartender pushes a pair of glasses our way. I don't realize how thirsty I am until the cool water touches my lips. Beside me, Leander takes a deep swig from his glass. So, how can I help you? I need to get to the cenobium. As soon as the word cenobium leaves my mouth, the group standing nearby falls silent. From the wary looks thrown my way, it's clear I've broken some taboo. Ah, it had to be the cenobium. Leander pushes away from the counter. Let's continue this conversation outside. I rise to follow him. Oh, the cenobium is a bad place! Leander leads me into an alleyway tucked behind the wet wick. Layers upon layers of frayed and faded Adderstone posters plaster the walls. Seeing them side by side, the resemblance between Leander and his printed likeness is impressive, if abstract. Curious didn't send you here to ask for a personal escort to the cenobium, did he? From his tone, he already knows the answer. No, he suggested that I reconsider. Yet here you are, asking about a guide anyway. I get to see him full frontal. Well, not fully, because this... Oh, is that why? That's why you can remove the UI. So you can see all the design. There's a dagger. Oh, this right here, this chain thing, this caught my attention. Oh, it's so cool. Ah. He looks at me expectantly. I don't want to tell him about my curse. The less people know about my monstrous capabilities, the better. Thankfully, Leander takes my reluctant silence as an answer. Are you aware of Viridia's particular currency? Information is worth its weight in gold here. I don't care much for outdated traditions, so I'll be completely honest. The cenobium won't help you. They're more likely to torture you than lend a hand. But the cenobium's supposed to be a place of learning, a sanctuary. The cenobium has always been heralded as the last bastion of human knowledge, a shining beacon of hope in a fading world. If any place held answers, that's an if. That's if. If any place held answers, it would be the cenobium. That's why I came here. Leander nods patiently. You're not the first person to fall for their propaganda. I grew up idolizing the cenobium. I wanted nothing more than to join their ranks, to learn magic from the best, to make a real difference. I was young and blinded by the legends and the legacy. I was so damn naive. He shakes his head. All it took was one trip there, to Lowtown, to show me the truth. Unless you've got a heavy purse or high-born blood, the cenobium doesn't give a damn. Aww. They'll never open their gates for the ones who need help the most. Then it's all a lie? Things that seem too good to be true are often just that. Such a simple statement, and yet it leaves me reeling. Leander watches me through as though weighing something in his mind. But that doesn't mean you're hopeless. Far from it. I founded the Adderstone to help people like you. We sell disputes, slave barrel, soulless. Hell, we've been known to patch a leaky roof or two. Whatever troubles you, we can help. Free of charge. What? I'm shaking my head before he's even finished his speech. My patience is wearing dangerously thin. I appreciate the offer, but my problem can't be solved by a group of good Samaritans. To my chagrin, Leander doesn't look remotely surprised. Then you're looking for help with something serious. Something not even Curious could crack. It must be a truly remarkable problem if you came all the way to Iridia searching for help. Tell me, how can I help you? Leander may not work for the cenobium, but he is a mage, a powerful one if his demonstration earlier is any indication. Indecision gnaws at me. I don't know if I can trust him, but it's not like I have any alternatives. I hate to admit it, but this might be my only path forward. My confession comes out in a strained whisper. I'm cursed. He looks me up and down, taking in my face, my eyes, and finally my hands. Is that why you bandage your hands? My touch is dangerous. It changes people, hurts them. Before I even finish, Leander pulls his left glove off. He flexes his fingers and grins. Alright, let's see it. No! As he offers me his hand, a prismatic flash of magic ripples across his palm, but I'm already shrinking backwards. I can't. I don't care how confident Leander is. I only allow myself to hurt him. I won't allow myself to hurt him. To see his kind face unrecognizably warped. I don't want to hurt you. I'll be fine, trust me. I've seen enough curses and hexes to last me 2 lifetimes, and I'm still standing. Do you really think Curus would send you here if I couldn't handle it? How should I know? I only met him today. I'm twice as good as any Cenobian mage. If anyone can help you, it's me. You don't know what you're asking me. I'm asking you to trust me. I look from Leander's outstretched hand to his confident smile. Then, I begin unwinding the bandages from my hand. If you lose control, don't say I didn't warn you. You can tie me up first if it makes you feel better. His attempt at levity does little to comfort me. With each joint I expose, I grow increasingly certain that this is a terrible idea, but if he's bothered by how my hand looks, he doesn't show it. Alright, deep breath. On my count, my fingers hover shakily over Leander's palm. 3, 2, 1. Touch him. I tap his palm once, as quickly as possible. It's barely more than a brush, but that's all it ever takes. Heart racing, my eyes dart to his face, but Leander only smiles gently. See? It can't be. When I reach for his palm again, Leander catches my wrist before I can pull back. I told you, there's really nothing to worry about. He trails off when my thumb grazes the soft skin of his inner wrist. I search Leander's face for traces of madness, but his eyes remain clear, a soft green. Neither of us speak as I trace the contours of his palm, lost in an awareness I wasn't anticipating. It's not as though I've never been touched before. My curse only extends to my hands, and desperation spurs creatively. But all that pales in comparison to this. I've never experienced such intimacy. My fingers, long deprived by years of bandaging, pick up every single detail. The grooves along his palm, the smooth shell of his nails, the bones on his wrist. For as long as I've lived, I've never been able to hold someone's hand without dire consequences. I never realized what I was missing. While Leander's pulse is steady, mine hammers as fear gives way to excitement. Let him go. I'm not gonna risk it. Let him go. I've lasted this long without being touched. I can last longer. I drop my hand back and take a steadying breath. My head feels like it's stuffed with cotton. Habit alone guides me through the motions of rewrapping my hand. Although my fingers tremble too much for the bandages to lie flat. I can't believe that worked. I've really forgotten my manners. May I ask your name? I'm Mara. Mara, this curse of yours is unlike anything I've ever seen before. I can tell you're careful, but it's best you keep this between us. Are you staying in Lowtown? I pause. Room and board was something I'd yet to consider. I don't know. Let's get you properly settled then. Okay. Thank you. The wick is noticeably quieter. Without their leader, most of Leander's followers have dispersed, or in a few cases, fallen asleep beside their drinks. Got any rooms left, or did my lot grab them all off to sleep it? Did my lot grab them to sleep it off? The bartender, who I now realize doubtless is an innkeeper, slides a key onto the counter. The usual room? Leander's laugh sounds slightly strained. No, not today. This is just for my friend Mara. Was he blushing? Right. Stay as long as you like. You two have fun. Have fun? Leander clears his throat, then holds the key out to me. I hesitate. My coin purse barely holds enough for a day's worth of meals, let alone a room. How much do I owe you? Nothing. My treat since you shared your secret. Food, drink, a warm bed, anything you need. Carefully, I take the key from him. It's small but heavy in my palm. I never expected to have a warm bed in Iridia, let alone free meals. She got lucky. Thank you. Iridia is twice as dangerous as it is wondrous. Be careful out there. And if you need a reprieve from what haunts you, come find me. I nod, taking one last look at the gleaming bronze key before tucking it into the pocket of my cloak for safekeeping. Leander gives me a friendly wave before returning to the bar. This is all very suspicious. Dusk glitters in the sparse rays of light illuminating the room. The furniture is tired, the walls cracked, and a large lumpy bed serves as the centerpiece. I can't remember the last time I slept in a bed, and I never imagined I'd sleep in one tonight. When I collapsed onto the bed, the springs let out shrill squeaks. Finally, I can allow myself to rest. My eyes fell shut before long. Awake to pale sunlight filtering through the narrow windows. Despite the clamor of the tavern below, the precious hours of rest have restored my strength and gifted me a flicker of cautious optimism. If I play my cards right today, it could be the day I get closer to finding a cure. I quickly head out of the wet wick. Should probably get a job. The air clings, sodden and heavy with the lingering scent of rain. Without the afternoon crowd, the district looks barren and bleak. In the middle of the street, a pair of crows quibble over stale bread crusts. I pause, watching them while I consider my next move. Curious and Leander both made it clear that the cenobium can't be trusted, but I came so far and endured too much to give up now. I need to see the cenobium for myself, if only to satisfy my curiosity. Surely someone at the bar can point me in the right direction. Honestly, you get to a new place, and one person says cenobium is dangerous. Go look here. Then that place is like, cenobium is dangerous. I'll take care of it. Because those two people know each other, I could see why you wouldn't want to believe it. But instead of going to the cenobium, maybe checking somewhere else, maybe library. If there's a library, maybe looking for work and asking at that place, be like, hey, I'm new here. Is it true what they say about so-and-so and such and this and that? Like, I would not go to the place where everyone's like, nah, that's evil, don't go. I would ask around for people who are unrelated to the initial advisors. That's what I would do. Just saying. Just saying. I'm about to turn back when a shadow passes over me. A cloud, I think, until a puff of hot breath tickles the back of my neck. What? The shadow trickles down the street in rivulets. Formless dark spreads like ink in two blotted shapes. What? Claws stretch. A muzzle splits open to reveal long, jagged teeth. A growl rumbles so low and deep I feel it in my chest. What? No. I want to run, to scream, but I feel trapped, as though the slightest movement or breath will snap the jaws around me shut. What is it? No, I won't let it end like this. If I'm going to die, I want to look at what... No, I won't let it end like this. If I'm going to die, I want to look what got me in the eye first. I steel myself, then turn. What is it? It's nothing. The shadow vanishes as quickly as it came, and I'm left standing in the middle of the street, alone save for a figure reclining in the shade of a nearby stoop. What? A monster. That much is clear from a glance. One that could nearly be mistaken for human were it not for the tufted ears, the tail curled around his ankle. He is fancy looking. Fancy. Or the dusk pink eyes with pupils that sharpen like needles when they fall on me. We lock gazes and the monster uncrosses his legs. His hair gleams a shade of red that reminds me unsettlingly of blood where it curls around his collared throat. Why is he collared? Is it a look or is he a slave? I have questions. Jumpy, aren't you? His tone is so light and carefree that I glance over my shoulder to make sure he's speaking to me. When I look back, the stranger props his chin on his knuckles and regards me with an inscrutable grin. Did you see that shadow just now? It was massive, moved like a beast. Even as I speak, I'm aware of how ridiculous I must sound, but the stranger's smile doesn't falter. The only beasts I've seen are the Wick's drooling regulars, though this did catch my eye. Hey! With a flick of his wrist, my in-room key dangles from his finger. It turns on its chain, glittering when it catches light. He's a thief! A thief with a very, very nice thigh image. Okay. You're getting me. You're getting me with your clothing decisions. Nope, no BDSM. Nope, no leather, no buckles and laces and all that jazz. No. Give me my key. Give me a key and go away. I will not lust over you. My hands fly to my cloak's pockets, and sure enough, find them flat. He crooks his finger, beckoning. I've already taken 2 steps forward before my stifled instincts stop me. Something feels wrong. I'm still on edge, thrumming with so much adrenaline that the stranger's shadow flickers at the edge of my vision. I always seem to attract the worst kind of attention, but I can't get rattled now. Who said that's my key? Where did you find it? My key, how did you find it? What can I say? I'm a sucker for shiny things. I knew it! He smiles wide enough to reveal sharp fangs. I saw you drop it. You really should be more careful sitting like this. Somebody might take advantage. A bald-faced lie said without a hint of irony. I approached the monster, careful to keep an arm's length away. He doesn't look dangerous, but the most deadly ones never do. Oh, he looks dangerous. He looks like he will eat me alive. His ears move! Oh my goodness! No, no, I will not. I will not succumb. I will not succumb to the cute sexiness. It will not happen. I refuse! Can't make me. The stranger's chain softly clinks with the tilt of his head. His ears flick. Keeping your distance. I'd be stupid to trust you. You think I stole your dinky little key from all the way over here? I think you're the one that was behind me breathing down my neck and then you stole my key that way. He gives an exaggerated sigh. I'm good with my hands, but not that good. Do I really look like a common thief to you? Not a common thief, maybe a master thief. Stop looking at me like that. Stop it. He's got me there. The sheer fabric of his sleeves alone would be too expensive for most street thieves. Hell, his shoes look like they cost more than I spent traveling here. And then there's the shop behind him. No matter the city, parted pink curtains only ever mean one thing. I'm not looking to buy, and I doubt I could afford your services anyway. I knew it! I knew it! I knew it! Luckily for you, I don't charge. Ah! The man runs the tip of his tongue over his fang, and for the first time since I stepped into the shadow, I feel something other than dread. How dare you do that tongue fang lick? How dare you do it? No, no, you keep it in your pants. My face grows hot. I didn't mean to assume. I'm flattered, really. Did you think you could pay to pet my ears? Possibly. I just need my key back. Ask nicely and I might even let you tug my tail. I don't want to tug your tail, that's mean, but I'd like to pet it. Just throw it here, so some spindly little street urchin can catch it and run. He raises my key and tilts his head so he can watch it dangle back and forth. I suppose I could just claim your room for myself. Not that I'd be caught dead slumming in the wick with the rest of those slack-jawed imbeciles. You're obviously not from around here, so tell me, traveler, what misfortune brought you to this wretched place? His voice practically drips with derision. I'm not telling you anything. Then what could have possibly drawn you to this dreary little pig pen, I wonder? He listlessly watches the arc of my key swing around his finger. The weather's shit, the food's dreck, and there's entirely too many monsters for a human to feel safe. Unless... Oh! Front view! Front view! Front view! Oh... We don't get to see his legs and shoes! But he looks so fancy, and the way his hair goes. And oh, look at those ears! Oh... Fan. I'm a fan. I'm fangirling. It's just so precious. Dagger-sharp eyes flick toward me. They gleam bright with amusement. Unless you're just dying to consort with monsters. By now, my embarrassment has worn away, leaving simmering impatience in its place. If this is a shakedown, it's the most frustrating one I've ever heard of. Play along with him. Play along! How did you know that I spent all my money, starved, and nearly died in a swamp just so I could crawl into bed with the first thirsty monster I met? That earns me a burst of breathy laughter. He gazes at me under his dark lashes. Aren't you funny? Could you be any more obvious? I have been told subtlety is not my strength. So, your place or mine? Oh my gosh, she's so precious. But no, I refuse. Give me my key. I'd invite you if I had my key. Yes, and then I never invite him at all. If only I had my key, I might be able to invite you up. His languid gaze glides from me to my key in his hand and back. Take my hand and we'll go together. Damn it. The more he flirts, the more convinced I became that this is some kind of trap. No matter how innocent monsters look, they always have tricks up their sleeves. Something tells me that this one's more dangerous than he lets on, even if he has a lovely laugh. I don't know what you want or why you're messing with me, but I'm not coming any closer until I know you aren't going to attack me or bite. I won't bite hard unless you beg me. Ah! Oh my gosh, no, stop it, stop. No matter what I say, he finds a way to twist my words into innuendo. I just love the back and forth. Just Even when I'm silent, he goes on as though we're having conversation, not a standoff. Do you like dancing? There's a traveling troupe performing in Hightown tonight. Their lutist is utterly exquisite, truly a performance to die for. There's life in this dreadful place if you know where to look. You sound like you know the city well. The monster's gaze flickers from me to the key hanging from his finger. Naturally, this dump was little more than a miserable little smear on a map when I first arrived. Hightown, Lowtown, I know Iridia like the back of my hand. What about the cenobium? Do you know where that is? His smile vanishes. Surely you've seen it. That absurdly large tower looming over the rest? It's a little hard to miss. He must mean that spire I noticed when I first caught sight of Iridia. The cenobium's overrated. Forget about it. I can show you things those stuffy boars in their limp dick tower couldn't even dream of. Okay. Because now there's a third person who, as far as I know, does not know the other two, I'm okay with believing that the cenobium is a trap. But also, this dude, I just, I like that he's, like, flat out flirting and not just, like, coy flirting. I don't know why I don't like coy flirting. I like it when it's flat out. Probably because I'm bad at reading when somebody is flirting, so when it's flat out, it helps. But, what do you say? How about the two of us have a little adventure? I've already got plans. Oh, have you some pressing matters at the cenobium? Lunch dates with librarians, tea times with the most esteemed abbess? That's my business. What's it matter to you? I square my shoulders and the amusement bleeds out of him. Aw, your loss. The stranger, finally bored out of his own tedious game, extends his hand towards me. The key rests on his palm, neatly dividing skin and leather. When he makes no other move, I reach for the key, but as soon as my fingers graze smooth brass, his hand springs shut around my elbow. Oh no. Hey! Oh, he's so close. He yanks me down and I stagger, my shoes slipping on the steps. For a sick moment, I fear my bandages will unravel under his touch, but he's careful not to disturb them even as he grips my arm. His eyes are different. I know I smelled blood, you reek of the road, and death. And that fucking doctor. Oh no. His voice, once silken, lowers to a smoky growl. The shadows around him seethe and boil. And something else. He murmurs against my throat, nose grazing my jaw. His breath trails down my neck, sending a thrill of dread through me. His wide, flat eyes gleam with naked hunger as he gazes at me. Let go! Just when I fear he'll bite, his grip loosens, and his eyes widen with awe. It seems I underestimated you. You're... There! The stranger's ears flatten, and he releases me with a short breath. I yank my arm back, massaging my bandages. He twists around to see a woman duck out from the curtains behind him. Her pressed white uniform marks her as a cleric of the cenobium. I'll leave you for all of, 10 minutes and you're making trouble again? Will you quit harassing the tourists? The stranger, Vare I take it, rolls his eyes and flashes the cleric a withering smile. So suspicious. Can't you see this is a friend of mine? A natural liar. He grins at me and his tail swishes coyly. The woman purses her lips at me, clearly unconvinced. I open my mouth to correct him, but Vare cuts in. I was graciously offering my dear friend some free advice. Though his voice remains light and cheerful, his expression darkens. Danger is drawn to you like a moth to a flame. It will always find you given time. The woman clucks her tongue as though she's heard this recital 102 times. Word to the wise, don't take free advice from lazy foxes lounging in the streets. This crick would sell water to a drowning man for the sheer enjoyment of it. She shrugs off a wilting look from Vare. Oh, please. Any friend of yours knows it's true. Now hold still. Vare rises gracefully at her approach. He pushes his hair aside so it drapes over one shoulder, exposing the long line of his neck. And suddenly, it dawns on me that the jingling I heard earlier wasn't coming from his harness, but a heavy iron chain around a hitching post and padlocked to the back of his collar. The woman produces a crowded key ring from her pocket. She rifles through a dozen identical keys before selecting one and slotting it into the lock. Come on, unless your friend tagging along on our merry little soulless hunt. Their idea we're soulless inside the city? Words momentarily fail me. The cleric regards me with a polite, if tight, smile before marching down the stairs. Bear lingers. He stretches his arm over his head with a yawn, and I try not to stare at the way his stomach flattens when he arches his back. Your little secret's safe with me. Try not to get yourself killed, Am I a soulless? Is that what's going on? Am I soulless? Bear hops off the stoop and bounds after the woman. His tail sways merrily as though he hadn't just lied and threatened me. Did you try that thing I mentioned? The Loventian knot? That the one where you take 3 fingers and... Actually, don't tell me. Knowing you, it's probably disgusting. Bear's airy laughter echoes down the street. It's only after he and the cleric have vanished from sight that I realize I'm still missing something. Wait. Reflexively, I shove my hands into my pockets and find it. The room key. I raise it to the light. Sure enough, it's my key, but the realization is hardly comforting. I don't know what Bear's game it was, or what he wanted from me. All I know for certain is that the Cenobium saw fit to leash him, a fate I could share if that's what his vague warning meant. I let my eyes drift skyward, past the lanterns gently swaying in the breeze to the Cenobium faintly visible through the haze. Just one glimpse is all I need, then I can put this all behind me. I think you can put it all behind you now. Like, yeah, he's been leashed by the Cenobium, but... Nah. They were talking all friendly and stuff. I'm pretty sure it's fine. Nah. And he also said that damn doctor, so I'm pretty sure he doesn't like the doctor. So if one person who doesn't like the original source is telling you that the Cenobium is a bad place, believe it. Believe it, don't go. This time the key goes into my coin purse for safekeeping. Oh. It's easy enough to follow the winding streets climbing uphill toward this distant tower. Hours later, legs aching, sweat beading on my forehead, I finally find what I'm searching for. The Cenobium of the Luminous Void. It stands at the highest point of Iridia, surrounded by cold white walls. Well-dressed people stroll down the walkways, ignoring the massive tower in their midst. I'm the only one standing before the gates. I crane my neck up until the top of the Cenobium spire disappears into the clouds overhead. My stomach gives an uneasy lurch. Though far grander than the humble shrine of my youth, the Cenobium is eerily reminiscent of a gilded birdcage. I could see that. Knocking seems like a terrible idea, but I don't see any other way of making my presence known. I'm halfway up the steps when something moves in my peripheral vision. A shadowy figure crouches beneath one of the white walls. They reach out and tug on a vine as if testing its strength. Oi, you there! The shadow vanishes as quickly as it's spotted, and a gaunt-faced man in a crisp charcoal uniform marches up the steps toward me. Ugh, another tourist. Get out of here once you're done gawking. A dismissive wave accompanies his equally dismissive words, and he turns without even waiting for my response. I look back where I saw the intruder, but there's nothing, just the leaves blowing gently in a cool breeze. I step away from the gates, hopelessness washing over me. Hello. The whisper coats the back of my ear, hot and syrupy. I jerk away, but find no one beside me. Instead, halfway down the staircase, I spot a girl peering up at me. She's barefoot, draped in several layers of worn, moth-eaten clothing. Peculiar metal jewelry hangs across her face and jingles with each slight movement. Her eyes are her most striking feature. They shine a scorching, unnatural crimson. It feels like staring into the sun, and yet I'm strangely captivated by her. She tilts her head, the tinkling of metal riding the wind. Do you need help? I don't. I'm good. I'm unsure how to respond. The air is charged with a mysterious energy, as if each of my words is worth its weight in gold. But after the experience I've just had, I'm not too keen on trusting strangers. No, I don't. The giggle she makes is a chiming, fluttering sound. Don't worry, I won't hurt you. She dips into a polite curtsy. My name is Iris. I was like you once, hopeless and alone. The ones in the tower won't help you with your pain. I might be able to, though. I try not to dwell on the fact that I'm recognizably desperate. Instead, I focus on her vague offer as I descend the steps. You don't know what I'm looking for. You need what everyone needs in this world, a miracle. Iris turns and my thoughts abruptly scatter. Pitted skin snakes down her shoulders, blooming from a gaping hole in the back of her neck. What? A shuddering breath escapes me. The fuck? Well, really, it said the fuck, but I like the fuck more. Whatever disease she had consumed her from the inside out. How was she able to move or breathe? It's impossible. She shouldn't be alive, and yet... I only get a glimpse before she faces me one more time. This time looking a bit bashful. I know it's not pretty, but that's not what matters. The sea spring can cure anything. It can cure you too. Her shining eyes flick to my bandaged hands, then up again, so quick I nearly miss it. I stand there, wordless. It's a twisted miracle, but a miracle nonetheless. She extends a hand out to me, her delicate fingers outstretched. I can take you there if you'd like. You can decide on your own when you see it. Her hand is frail, marred with tiny wounds. It's the epitome of vulnerability. The complete opposite of the Cenobium's mocking, impenetrable gates. And if I say no, it's your choice. The truth is, I don't have much of a choice, not right now at least. I wonder if Iris knows that somehow. If there's any hope of finding a cure, I need to follow every lead, including this sea spring for myself. I mean, you could wait for Leander to, like, finish the job that he's taken. Like, he did accept it, so you could just wait, and now that you know the sea spring is a thing, you could go there after. Take her hand, because it's the only option given. I cautiously slide my hand into hers. Her skin is ice cold through the bandages. We descend from the higher streets, abandoning their gilded decadence as we cross the river. The wet, derelict districts hold more familiarity for me. However, Iris leads me farther still, until I am met with an all too familiar sight. Oh. My gut lurches when I face the open horizon. This sea spring is straight ahead. Iridia's outskirts are hardly recognizable in daylight, but venturing beyond city walls is a gamble I wasn't prepared to take so soon. I shake my head and pull away from Iris. I'm not leaving the city. She circles in front of me with a placating gesture. Don't be scared. I promise you it's all right. You are as safe inside the city as outside of it, and this stretch before you is the safest of all. She casts a wistful gaze out over the waste, as if admiring something beyond the vista. This region belongs to Ice. Some call him a gang leader, but he's much more than that. It's difficult to string my thoughts together. Only a fool would leave a city, but a primal instinct tells me that Iris is lying. She twirls around with another curtsy, jewelry twinkling playfully in the sunlight. Her doe eyes soften with a smile. As I said, it's your choice. Thank you for coming this far. I hope we meet again, Mara. Oh, I did not tell her my name. I blink and she's gone. Confusion grips me as I look around, searching for any trace of her. But I'm completely alone, with only the vast nothingness of the waste for company. Did I just imagine everything? No, that whole encounter was real. Again, that primal instinct insists on it, just like it insisted on Iris's honesty. The sea spring is straight ahead. If it managed to cure Iris, I need to see what it can do for me. I venture forth, nerves and determination rolling together in my chest. My heart pounds with each step I take from civilization. It doesn't take me long to realize it's not the only heartbeat I hear. Like a fitting gnat in the back of my mind, I'm certain there's another pulse thrumming through the earth underfoot. I felt this presence before when I first set foot in Iridia. It's like a living dread coursing beneath the city, only this time it's drawing me closer. For what seems like an eternity, I force each foot forward, one step then another, until realization hits me. I never told Iris my name. Something pierces the horizon behind me, a building nestled into a tall cliffside. It appears so starkly out of place that it might as well be a hallucination. Dripping with extravagance and adorned in honeyed mahogany, it's an ornate jewel of architecture. Dark silhouettes skirt it on both sides, trees, I think, until I'm close enough to realize that what I mistook for branches were spikes jutting in tendrils. Soulless, several of them watch me in the distance like statues. Flashes of last night chase me, the gushes of blood and screams of death, smell of burning flesh and sour bile. I can't go through that again. I won't. Exploding into a messy sprint, I push my legs as fast as they'll take me towards the decorated building. The next thing I know, I'm dashing up wooden stairs and crashing through towering double doors. My lungs burn from exertion. I gasp for breath, but desperate to be safe. But when I orient myself with my surroundings... Oh... It's more hellscape than sanctuary. Blood flows all around me, overwhelming my vision with a lurid, unholy red. Instinctively, my hands leap to my mouth. But the rotten stench of blood never comes. Instead, a smoky scent hangs in the air, sharp and spiced. I swallow thickly, convincing myself that it's not as gruesome as it appears. This has to be the sea spring, the place that grants miracles. Tall pillars flank me, blanketed in written notes, seating pillows scatter the floor. A rustic kettle sits nearby. Someone must live here, desperate how eerily empty it is. Despite how eerily empty it is. Stay silent. I'm not calling out in this. I approach the paper-covered pillars. Maybe something here can tell me more. I reach for... the closest one. I reach for a note in front of me. It reads, "Dear Mother, don't cry for me. I'm sorry I didn't say goodbye. We'll meet again in another life. I love you very much. P.S. If you ever see me, never speak to me again." Oh. It's written in perfect cursive. I've never seen such beautiful handwriting. Before I can ponder it further, a sharp chill runs down my spine. Something's watching me. I quickly set the note back, my eyes darting around the wooden deck, but it's still empty. Finally, I look towards the sea spring. That stillness hides something deeper, something wrong and familiar. Hey. I spin around and come face to face with a pack of soulless. What? They chitter and growl, tendrils and spikes flaring threateningly, all different sizes and species, but sharing one identical trait, glowing crimson eyes. I try to back away, but my heel teeters over the sea spring. I'm cornered. Watch your step, it's deeper than it looks. That voice again. At the sound of it, the soulless freeze, their snarls quieting. Oh! Is this the person that was at the gate? I see white hair, and the person at the gate had white hair. I search for the voice through... I search for the voice's source and find it above me, lounging in the rafters. Oh no, this is somebody else. It's an Oni! You look lost, little sparrow. His gaze is a violent crimson, one that sears through me, leaves me feeling raw and exposed. They're the same eyes I've seen over and over, first with Iris, now with the soulless circling me, all bound by the sea spring's blood red. In the shroud of darkness behind him, shapes like massive tentacles twist and coil around the wooden beams. I can't focus. The soulless's growls ring in my ears. They're not advancing, but that could change at any second. Panic rises in my throat as I struggle to track them. Hey! Eyes on me! My stomach rolls as I tear my eyes away from the soulless. Don't ignore someone who's talking to you. It's not polite. For a moment, anger knocks my fear inside. Who is this bastard? I like him. I enjoy him. Very much so. He's just like all calm and collected and jazz. I see these tentacles back here. I don't like. I'm distracted. But I'm kind of distracted by the soulless about to maul me. Only on my command. What? I scan the soulless again. They really aren't attacking and are posturing more than anything else. You tame them? His name is Bastard? Seriously? That's his name. Bastard? Power of the Sea Spring. They're hungry, so they might bite. You could give me a reason to stop them. How about I didn't do anything wrong? Trespassing. And that's punishable by death? Gives me a non-committal shrug. Expecting mercy was your first mistake. My voice stops in my throat. This bastard's terse coolness is both infuriating and terrifying. I rack my brain for a way to defuse the situation. I need help. Okay, fine. I need help. I thought the sea spring could cure me somehow. My voice wavers pathetically. Honesty has never been my strong suit. He cants his head to the side, appraising me, but doesn't respond. I fidget nervously. I'm telling you I came for help. Are you listening? Your hands. Alarm jolts through me. I hide my hands under my cloak. Show me. Why? Won't ask twice. With a sharp exhale, I reluctantly hold out my bandaged hands. Are you getting off on this? Unwrap them. He rushes to my face and fire to my tongue? Oh, yeah. I should give him a piece of my mind, but not when soulless are one command away from ripping me to shreds. Yet no matter how much I will myself to move, my body stays frozen in place. I stand there for a long, agonizing minute. My hands are trembling when I finally raise them. I know the skin beneath the wrappings all too well, the hideous, unnatural flesh I've grown to despise. I grip the edge of the bandages. Stop. With a weary sigh, the man slides off the beam and lands with a thud that shakes the panels underfoot. Oh, closer view! Closer view! Oh. He's not as detailed as the others. It's like they got like super detailed and then it's getting less detailed as they unveil the rest of the love interests. Because it is getting less and less detailed as you go on. I feel like that wouldn't be a thing if we got to see their legs and their feet, but yeah, I like his necklace. I like his necklaces. I like his jewelry. I like the belts. I like the rings. Tattoo's pretty interesting, but oh. He's a monster with an imposing figure that towers over me. I couldn't tell how tall he was before, but he's big. Illuminated by lantern light, his features are stronger and sharper. Subtle clinks of metal accompany each foot of his footsteps. The closer he gets to me, the faster my heart hitches. What does he want? Is he going to kill me? I step backwards and find nothing to set my foot on. I've forgotten my back was to the sea spring. I fall right before a warm hand catches my lower back. I'm hovering above the sea spring, the scent of smoke and leather enveloping me. Blazing eyes bore into mine. I told you to watch your step. I'm too stunned to muster a response. Like I weigh nothing, he guides me back to solid ground. Following a subtle gesture from his fingers, the soulless around us disperse and relax. The shift in their demeanor is so abrupt it gives me whiplash. The enormous tentacles are no longer in the rafters, though now I doubt I ever saw them at all. Either way, I let out a breath of relief. Thanks. As focused on me as he was before, the monster pays no attention to me now. He kicks some seating pillows out of the walkways, checking the contents of the kettle with a scowl. The sudden disregard is almost insulting. So that's it? I'm not a threat anymore? Never were one. Then why do you threaten me? People get honest when they're afraid. In other words, he was messing with me. I drag a hand over my face, exhausted by the fact that this is the second time a monster has provoked me today. Look at that smirk! I just want to smack him across the head with that smirk. Smack. Smack. Don't smirk at me, smack. You're Ace, aren't you? Oh, okay. Depends who's asking. One of your friends told me that this was your territory. She also said you were a gang leader. But there's no one else here. I thought there'd be more people. Ice picks up the kettle, walks to the edge of the sea spring, and dumps the contents into the endless red. They took a walk. His pleasant smile stretches ear to ear. Then in an instant it drops. I get the sense that I shouldn't ask about that again. You said you came here for help? Depends. Can the sea spring cure a curse? Probably. You mean you don't know? Nope. He shakes out the empty kettle and starts collecting stray cups, tidying up. My frustration builds. I narrow my eyes at him in a questioning glare. When he notices, he returns it with an amused smirk. Are you being irritating on purpose? Listen, Sparrow. The sea spring can cure anything. Nothing stopping you from trying it yourself. Ah, and he gives you a nickname. Oh, that's so... They're getting more difficult by the second on which one I want to romance. What do I have to do? Drink? I have to drink from the sea spring? My eyes glide to the blood-like pool beside us. The idea of ingesting liquid makes my guts churn. Is there a price? Always. Ace taps his temple with a finger. You lose it all a little bit. That's it? Might have already beat it to the punch. My humor earns me an amused, feigned grin. This is a little different. When you drink from the sea spring, you forget who you are. Your mind combines with everyone who ever drank before. Humans, monsters, soulless. One big, happy family in your head. My blood runs cold. I've heard of these before. Root mines. My attendants used to tell me that my power granted people access to a higher plane of understanding, a group mind of my own making. All lies. But something tells me this is real, even if one thing doesn't add up. Your eyes are red too, but you obviously haven't forgotten who you are. Before I can finish my sentence, Ace strides past me towards the entrance. Time's up. Let's finish this later. Wait already? You barely told me anything. Came on a bad day. I've got somewhere to be. There are still so many questions burning on the tip of my tongue, but my frustration spills out before I can ask any of them. I was told to come here for help, but instead I get threatened and kicked out. You're joking, right? Watch your tone. I'm nice, but you don't want to ruin the host's mood. Watch your tone. I'm nice, but you don't want to ruin the host's mood. My skin prickles. The feeling of being watched washes over me again. My eyes dart back over to Sea Spring. A lone ripple dances on the quiet surface. I take Ace's advice and clamp my mouth shut. Ace approaches a nearby soulless, a lanky, dog-like one with 6 legs and a crown of tendrils. Several sets of red eyes adorn its sides. Blech. Its forked tail wags rapidly when Ace squats beside it. He runs his fingers through the tendrils, scratching its chin and pats its head. A gentle smile plays across Ace's lips. The affection he holds for the soulless is painfully clear. I dip my eyes away, my stomach fluttering at the tender sight. It's getting dark out, so this pretty girl will guide you back. Following a short whistle from Ace's lips, it trots over to the entrance obediently, tail swaying. I watch the soulless warily. Pretty is not a word I would use to describe it, and the idea of it protecting me sounds absurd. If I decide to drink, how do I find you? Find someone with eyes like mine. They'll point you in the right direction. Think it over. Once you drink, you can't go back. There's a lot to process, but I give a small nod. At least I know I have another option for a cure, as disturbing as it may be. I follow the soulless at a measured distance and watch it nudge the giant doors open with ease. When I'm about to cross the threshold, I sneak one last glance behind me. My heart skips when I meet Ace's eyes. I'm about to snap my head away, but he just flashes me an easy smile. Till next time, Sparrow. I'll buy you a drink for scaring you. I don't trust myself to do anything but respond with another curt nod. Even the main character wants Ace. Like, no, I really thought Curious was it. I really did. But, Ace is so smooth. I don't know who I want to romance. I hope this is a game where, like, it's not you choose who you want to romance, but, like, you go to different places, you decide where you want to, like, who you want to talk to based on certain options, not just, like, I want to romance so-and-so, and then everything after that is just on so-and-so. So you don't even, like, get to learn about the other characters, really. Like, you could even possibly lose the game because you did not spend enough time with a certain character to woo them or get a friendship route or whatever there might be. I don't know how many routes there are, but I hope it's that kind of game. I really do. Like, I always lose in those types of games because I'm playing as someone who's not really looking for romance, but as someone who's looking to get the story done. So either I lose or I don't get a romance and I just get the friendship mode or something like that, the friendship ending, or not even an ending with them. Like, I think the only game where I actually got a romance ending first thing was Catherine, because you already start off in a relationship and I'm like, no, I'm this kind of person. I'm already in a relationship and I don't even know if anything happened with the other evil Catherine. No. I'm gonna be true to my current relationship. And that's the only one where it ended with me actually, like, getting a good romance ending. I think I got the best ending, the true ending, like 100%, where you get, like, the animated cutscene at the end. But I like games like this where you get to F around and find out, as opposed to be like, oh, these are all the characters. Okay, I choose this one, and then you're following that one around the entire time. But let's see. We'll find out. Outside, more crimson-eyed soulless scuttle about. It's hard to believe it's the same threatening pack from before. They chase each other in circles, roll around in the bog's mud. They pay no attention to me as the dog-like one escorts me away. It's an uneventful trip. Sometimes the soulless looks over its shoulder at me to make sure I'm still following. Dusk darkens the sky by the time we reach the city. I can't sense the massive heartbeat anymore. Maybe it was all in my head. The soulless sits, canting its head at me with familiar crimson eyes. I'll pet it. As nervous as I am, I carefully glide my fingers through the soulless's tendrils and scratch beneath its chin, just like Ace had. It pushes into my palm in response, rumbling with a sound akin to a purr. The vibrations are soothing, almost therapeutic. When it's satisfied, the soulless spins around and scampers back in the direction we came, vanishing into the darkness. I've just arrived in Iridia, but I've already encountered so many things I thought were impossible, tamed soulless being one of them. My head spins. Maybe I should call it a day. Nightfall creeps across the streets of Iridia. The city, labyrinthine even in daytime, has now become a warren of treacherous alleyways. The streets are completely deserted. If I hadn't been here earlier, I would have thought this part of the city abandoned. Ugh. My steps slow when I hear a rustling in the dark. I strain my ears, but everything is still. Is the silence playing tricks on me? I'm imagining things. For sure. It's a city. They're bound to be people walking around. I take a deep breath, quelling an instinctive flicker of fear. I know my nerves are shot, but if I give into paranoia and start running, I'll get just lost. Though I keep my eyes sharp and listen intently, there's only the sound of my own footsteps. As the moments pass and nothing happens, I begin to wonder if I really did imagine that noise. I turn the next corner and my thoughts come to a screaming halt. My head spins, the world blurring as adrenaline rushes through my veins. Only one thing is clear amidst the haze. Ah! The soulless attacked the caravan. How to get in? It's crouched over a dark, indistinct shape, a body. A garland of intestines spills from pallid flesh. Blood grouts the cobblestones. Holding my breath, I take a step backward. When the wet, slurping sounds don't abate, I take another, then another. Then a shard of glass crunches under my heel. The world slows to a crawl as the soulless raises its head, blood dripping from its tendrils, every single one of its bulging eyes fixed unblinkingly on me. It's really here. It's come back for me. Run! I'm off like a shot, running for my life through the darkened streets. Behind me, a piercing bay splits the silence, and heavy footfalls pound after me. My heart thunders in my chest. I take turns at random, trying to lose the soulless in the maze of streets, but I can't seem to shake it. I can hear its breathing now, a wet, fluttering rasp, growing closer and closer. The same claws that severed my arm swipe out. I duck, saved by pure reflex, and skid under a corner only to freeze. A wall twice as high as me bars my way, a dead end. Behind me, the soulless looms. It's enormous, taking up nearly the entire width of the alleyway. Its long, claw-tipped limbs give it the advantage of reach. Well, if I'm cornered, there's no way for escape, so I'm gonna fight back. I may be cornered, but I'm not going to just lie down and accept my death. Despite the trembling of my fingers, I unwind my bandages. I just need to touch it. If I can touch it with my uncovered hands, I can pacify it. Can you? With an ear-splitting shriek, the soulless charges at me. I duck under its first swipe, nearly losing my footing. Its talons rake down, tearing the edge of my cloak. I see an opening and lunge. The soulless's talons open my arm from shoulder to wrist. For a moment, I don't see anything. Then pain explodes up my arm and through my body, and I reflexively flinch back. I don't get far. The soulless's tail whips out, catching me at the ankles and sending me spiraling to the ground. Desperately, I raise my good hand in an attempt to defend myself, but its foot comes down hard on my shoulder. The tendons give way, the joint dislocating with a sickening pop. With both arms useless, I can only watch, numb, as it descends on me. I wish I could say it was quick and painless, that someone came to help me. But in the end, my only escape is death. The end. Oh, should I try to escape? Oh! You can die. Oh, it brings you back to your last choice if you die. Okay, cool. Try to escape is the only option left, so try to escape. As the soulless prowls closer, my eyes dart from side to side, looking for an escape. The soulless is blocking the obvious way out, but right behind me, there's a rickety door that must lead into the adjoining building. If I can get inside, the soulless's eyes will hinder any attempts to pursue me. I whirl, grabbing at the handle. It turns completely, the hinges creaking as I push, and I feel a flash of hope before a weight hits the door from the other side and slams it shut. The click of the lock turning is grimly final. In this wretched world, few people will stick their neck out to help their own flesh and blood, never mind a stranger. The soulless gives a rasping hiss. It's the only warning I get before it lunges for me with a flash of claws. I hurl myself to the side, but the slick cobblestones betray me. I fall, sprawling over the rough stone. As the soulless looms over me, I scramble away from it until my back hits the wall. There's nowhere left to go. It descends on me for the kill. But the impact never comes. Oh! I warily crack one eye open, then the other, not sure whether I should believe what I'm seeing. A hooded figure crouches in front of me, one bloodstained hand outstretched. Oh, you're the one! Moonlight silvers the edge of their stiletto knife. Their face and hands are splattered with blood, and the soulless. My eyes dart past my unexpected rescuer to the misshapen form behind them. The soulless's many eyes, once restless and vibrant, now look dull and waxy. A red pool spreads slowly from under its body. Numb with shock, I can't help but stare. After all the people it's killed, after nearly killing me twice, I can hardly believe it's dead. Well, I gingerly take the offered hand. The hunter's gaze dips to my bandages. Pale lips part on the brink of a question, then close again. With a strength belying their slight frame, they pull me upright. Something about them is strange. Unlike any human or monster I've ever met, I can't quite place my finger on why, and that's a first. I can feel the tension in their grip. Their fingers tremble like they want to pull away. It's a sensation I'm all too familiar with myself. Despite their obvious discomfort, they pause for a moment, pale eyes sweeping over me. Not going to fall? When I shake my head, they hastily let go and back off, wiping the blood from their face and hands. The hunter turns away from me, the heel of their boot hitting the soulless, gangly body. They lean over it, studying it intently. They're so pretty. They make me think of the manga Godric and all those gothic styled manga way back in the day. Oh, Celtic knots. Or at least things that look like Celtic knots. You're so cool. The hunter turns away from me, the heel of their butt hitting... Oh, yeah, I read that. With her back to me, I realize that their hooded silhouette is familiar. I saw them outside the cenobium. Vestigial or functional? I'm startled out of my thoughts when they speak, but they aren't looking at me. Can't all be processed in the brain. Its occipital bones would have to be enormous. In fact, I don't think they're talking to me at all. Stay quiet. I linger to listen, curious despite myself. They move to the soulless's other side, still engrossed in their study of its many eyes. Sensor lag wouldn't be a problem, but how does it composite all the neurological input? Right? With all those eyes, how? I wonder. Maybe they caught sight of me in their peripheral vision, or maybe they heard me shift slightly. The hunter jolts upright, wide eyes landing on me. They're blushing! Oh, you're still here? Oh, you're cute. You're adorable. Oh, you were all like learning, and you didn't really remember that I was right there. Did you think that I ran away? I didn't run away. Oh, you got caught. What do you want? I saw you at the cenobium earlier. I wanted to thank you. They stare at me. Though their lips part, they seem to struggle to figure out what to say. Not used to hearing that? That hint of uncertainty almost vanishes under their scowl. Almost. Oh, they're blushing. So cute. You shouldn't need any help to begin with. What are you thinking, traveling alone at night? Ah, full view. Yeah, very plain. Very plain. But that's okay. That's okay. Because it's all in your eyes, your facial expressions. You got so much facial expression, it's okay that your outfit is bland. What are you thinking traveling alone at night? This is far from the worst thing haunting Lowtown. I can't make heads or tails of them. First they saved me, and now they scold me. Lesson learned. I could do without the lecture, though. To my surprise, they break eye contact. They frown, though their disapproval doesn't seem directed at me. If you're not going to run off screaming, you might as well wait until I'm done. Their attention glides back to the soulless corpse. They examine it with an inscrutable expression. I clear my throat to fill the silence. I'm Mara. Min. Min? Min. Suddenly, Min tenses. Their blade flashes as they drive it into the back of the soulless neck. The soulless thrashes once, letting out a rattling hiss as the air leaves its lungs. Min leans on the blade, driving it deeper and deeper until there's a sickening crunch, and the creature goes limp. My heart thuds in my chest. It must have been clinging to life by a thread. Min straightens up, withdrawing their blade in a single smooth motion. Better to put wretched things like this out of their misery. They calmly clean the blood from their knife. I swallow, my eyes still glued to the cooling corpse. I can easily see how a soulless can get inside the city. All they have to do is climb the wall. So, are you some kind of scientist? Min stops mid-motion, lifting their head to stare at me. You knew exactly where to strike. Have you studied anatomy or medicine? Not quite. Why is a soulless inside the city? Min looks at me, eyes searching before realization dawns. You're new here. There's no walls around the city. Oh, soulless can come and go as they please until someone is contracted to stop them. Oh, I thought there was a wall, but there's no wall. Damn. That's terrifying. Y'all should build a wall. The Snowbeam's patrols don't bother to protect Lowtown. Not anymore. Let me guess, you're not a fan of the Snowbeam? I wouldn't go that far. Either way, it looks like I owe you. Min's brow abruptly furrows, and they sheathe their knife, motioning for me to follow. It's not safe here. The vultures can smell death. I'm not quite sure what they mean, but I don't want to stay lost in the city. I trail behind them as they stride down the street. If it's so dangerous, then why are you helping me? I came for the bounty on that soulless, and you were in the way. Not killing you isn't the same as helping you. Don't count on being so lucky again, or you'll be dead by sunrise. Their answers is stingingly harsh. You know what? Fine. Yeah, I just need to find my lodgings. I hold my hands up, trying to forestall any more snippy comments. Alright, I get it. I'd love to get out of your way, but I'm sort of lost. I just need directions back to my lodgings. Their brow furrows slightly. They open their mouth, and for a moment I could swear they look regretful. They sigh and shake their head. It's too dangerous at this hour. I'll take you to wherever you're staying. Oh, thank you. I wasn't expecting to get directions, given their attitude. When they realize I'm staring, they look away with a huff. They'll be faster, that's all. I have a room at the Wet Wick. At the name, Min's face falls. That gaudy cesspit? Not a fan? It's full of drunks and idiots. What do you think? True, it doesn't seem like their kind of place. Well, that's where I'm staying. Are you taking back your offer? Min exhales sharply and shakes their head. This way. Min's route is completely different from my slow, early morning meandering. Their steps are swift and sure, even though all the streets blur together in the dark. You know this city pretty well. I grew up here. I think that's the first thing they've told me voluntarily since we met. Was it always like this? Min's gaze wanders, dragging along the dingy buildings. I struggle to decipher their expression. Regret? No, Irida was never perfect, but it used to be a place worth living in. I can't make heads or tails of Min's answer. Iridia is the last bastion of humanity in this wasteland. Where else is worth living? The Wet Wick's not much farther now. In no time at all, the shadowy alleys of Lowtown give way to brightly lit avenues and crowds of lively people. It's as if half the city has poured into the Amaryllis district's colorful streets. Laughter, clinking glasses, and music assault my ears from every direction. Yet most of the noise comes from the Wet Wick. Its doors hang open, bright lanterns frame a tall and familiar figure. Hey! Mara? And Min, I see. It's hard to say which of us is more surprised. You know each other? Min is a freelancer who has done a few errands for me. They are quite reliable. Though I can't say I remember you ever escorting travelers. Mara nearly walked into the jaws of a soulless. I thought bringing her here would be less trouble. Ah, if you were staying here, I take it Leander was able to help you. As it happens, I was also headed in that direction. Shall we? Ugh, fine. He still owes me for yesterday's work. Oh, he's paying. Min drags their feet, reluctantly trailing me into the tavern. As soon as the doors open, a wave of sticky heat rolls over me. In the hours since I left, the wick has grown suffocatingly crowded. Curious stands a head taller than most. Even so, I nearly lose sight of him amid the sea of swarming bodies. Pardon me. As if on cue, the crowd parts. Curious glances over his shoulder at Min and me before gliding through. How could anyone breathe in here? Min follows a clipped pace. Behind the bar, Leander holds a pair of shot glasses brimming with luminous green liquid. And now for the finishing touch. A flash of magic paints the glasses white with frost. You'll never guess what's in these. He slides the glasses across the counter, and I get my third and fourth shocks of the evening in rapid succession. Ace leans against the bar, an elbow propped up on the counter. He catches the glasses and lifts one to the light before turning it upside down. The contents, magically congealed, stay firmly in place. You're supposed to make drinks, pretty boy. Don't tell me you're wasted already. Bear, perched on the counter beside Ace, looks at the shot glass and shakes his head. What have we here? A bucket of boogers? Leander's nose treasure? You've eaten worse. Bear's lips twitch and his ears flatten when offered a glass. Ace snickers. Coward. Don't tell me you're actually... In one fluid motion, Ace throws his head back and downs the shot. Ugh. Drinking that. A dark look crosses Ace's face. It's chewy. Chewy. Wait, let me try again. Behind me, Min grumbles. I told you this place was a nest of degenerates. If it isn't Curious and Min! At the sound of Leander's voice, Min's pale eyes grow wide. They look ready to bolt until Curious sets a hand on their shoulder. This will not take long, I promise. Min's eyes dart from Curious's hand to his face, then soften. Fine, you first. While they step forward, I linger behind, struck by a sudden revelation. All the people I've met today know each other. Good evening, Leander. Ace, another drinking competition, I presume? Is it evening already? Just some friendly rivalry, Doctor. No need to be alarmed. Curious acknowledges Leander and Ace with a slight nod, ignoring Bear entirely. Not that Bear seems to mind. He tilts his head, lips curving into an impish smile when he spots Min brooding behind Curious. I almost didn't see you there, Min. Looking for a booster seat? Min pushes their hood back and leaves Bear with a cool look. I thought pets weren't allowed in here. Bear's eyes narrow. Ah! At the first sign of an impending fight, Leander vaults over the counter. Let's try and keep the peace. It's not every day that esteemed doctor takes us up on a drink. His arm snakes around Curious's shoulder. You are finally taking me up on that drink, right, Curious? I'm afraid not. We were merely escorting Mara back to her lodgings. Curious gestures in my direction and my stomach sinks. I reluctantly step into the light. Leander's face brightens as soon as he sees me. Mara, it's been too long. It's been like a day. Everyone, this is Mara. She's new to Iridia. I feel 4 pairs of eyes fixed on me, and suddenly the bar seems suffocatingly small. My voice nearly catches my throat. Hi, again. Again? You've met? Ace and Bear regard me with subtly amused expressions. We did, not long ago either. To think we'd cross paths once again. It must be fate. I roll my eyes. Bear looks far too pleased with himself. This calls for drinks. I'm buying. Hold up, let me look. There are legs. Oh my gosh, he is tall. Damn. Ah, legs. Ah, he crosses his legs. Ah. Oh my goodness. Okay. Look, okay. I have problems. I cannot be left to choose. Please, makers of Touchstarved, do not make me choose. I cannot choose between Bear, Ace, and Curious. I like Min, so Min is very close, but oh my goodness gracious, please do not make me choose. Please let me just you know, lose the game for not choosing if that comes to it. I just, let me have friendship roots. I am, the clothes, the designs, the way they act. Oh my goodness, the way they act. Dream scenario would be that you could have a throuple, and this would be the throuple. This would be the throuple, or this would be the throuple. I'm sorry, Leandro is just not my thing. It's not my thing. He doesn't tickle my fancy. I'm sorry. Leander does not tickle my fancy. I'm sorry. He's very handsome, very smart, very kind, but does not tickle my fancy. All eyes turn to Leander, freeing me from the burden of attention. I still can't believe they all know each other. Watching them talk among themselves is so surreal. But for the first time since I undertook the journey to Iridia, I feel a faint glimmer of hope. I know I was meant to meet them. The low, pleasant rumble of Leander's laughter pulls me from my restless thoughts. I've got to admit, I'm surprised. You make friends fast, Mara. I wouldn't go that far. We're more like acquaintances. A wise man once said that acquaintances are merely friends you haven't shared a drink with yet. A wise man? You said that. Here, last week. Min's lips curl with distaste, but Leander continues unperturbed. Let's toast to Mara's health. Care to join in, Doctor? Curious politely declines with a wave of his hand. How about you, Min? No. Are you? No. A resounding pop pierces the din of the bar. We all find the bartender pouring champagne from an old bottle, its label worn blank. He hands the drink to Bear. When did they start serving champagne here? Bear pauses to lick the foam from his fingers with a coy smile. You don't mind, do you? In a blink, the concern on Leander's face vanishes. No, be my guest. While chuckling, Leander shoots the bartender a questioning look. Completely disinterested in his company, Ace cants his head at me with a light smile. How about you, Sparrow? I did say I'd buy you a drink. No, my treat. Ace regards Leander over the rim of his glass. In the dim light, the glint in his eyes looks downright dangerous. Ah! What'll it be, Mara? Water's fine. Allow me. Leander pushes away from the counter to flag down the bartender. Min and Curious drift toward one end of the bar. Both seem eager to leave at a moment's notice, and neither has ordered anything. Ace and Bear linger. Several glasses stand empty between them, and the two show no signs of slowing down. You're making me choose already. I have more questions for Ace than I do for Min and Curious. Like, I love Min and Curious, but I have more questions for Ace. So I might as well go with Ace and Bear. So, Ace and Bear. Because I have more questions for Ace. Ace's eyes meet mine in a flash of red. He gives me a smile that's too wide to be reassuring. Don't worry, Leander's more likely to slip poison into my drink than yours. Excuse me? He considers his cup a tumbler of amber-colored whiskey. Leander's tried to kill me a dozen times by now. It's always a gamble. What? Veer looks my way with half-lidded gaze, softened by his third glass of champagne. If I were you, I wouldn't let Leander put anything in my mouth. He grins, revealing the sharp white tips of fangs. The Wet Wick is one of Iridia's finest drinking establishments. Allow us to treat you to the best the city has to offer. May I interest you in the signature watered-down drink, or perhaps some stale nut leather? He gestures at a chipped ceramic bowl filled with spindly, speckled jerky that I can only assume is nut leather. What is with the food in the city? If this place is as foul as you say, how come it's completely packed? It's not all bad. Depending on the day, the food's edible. Ace takes a measured sip of his drink. Gotta stick around for the real attractions, though. Leander returns with a glass of water that I accept without a murmured thanks. He claps, drawing the attention of the group. All right, everyone, let's toast. May Mara's stay in Iridia be full of bright adventures and discoveries. Cheers! Leander, Ace, and Bear raise their glasses in unison. Min only crosses their arms, and Curious watches with polite indifference. The water is bitter, cold, and tastes faintly metallic, but I savor it all the same. Gradually, the din of the crowded bar fades to low murmuring. I find myself relaxing for what feels like the first time in years. That's nice. Aren't you the popular one, Mara? You must have met Curious first. It would be more accurate to say I found her. He saved my life. I merely performed my duty as a doctor. Although I'll admit I was confused when I woke up naked. Leander makes a choked noise somewhere behind him. Min sighs. Look at his face, he's so shocked. It's not what you think. Mara was in grave condition. I could hardly treat such injuries through tattered clothes. The silence that follows stretches uncomfortably long. I look away, unable to face Curious's disappointment, and catch Bear snickering behind his hand. That's my cue to change the topic. Curious isn't the only one who saved me today. Don't you listen? I didn't save you. You were simply there. That's Min for you. Leander reaches for Min, but they duck under his arm with practiced ease. As reliable as they are moody. You're one to talk considering you neglected to warn her to stay off the streets at night. What? Of course I warned her. I think. Min's only response is a short breath. At any rate, I never got the chance to thank you, Min. Don't. The less soulless alive, the better. Min's eyes flick toward Ace, and their lips twist. Ace is too busy nodding along to Vere's enthusiastic pantomime of stabbing to notice. I've had enough of this hellhole. Let's go. Min and Kira share a brief look, then the doctor speaks up. Very well, but there is something that I must discuss with Leander, if you'll excuse us, Mara. And just like that, the three of them depart, leaving me alone to sip my water in peace, in silence. Or so I think until I hear a voice so soft and low it's practically a purr. Lost your tour guide? I turn to find two pairs of slit eyes trained on me. It's not lost on me that Ace and Bear chose to pounce the instant the others left. Of course, I'd be stuck with the two most irritating people I've met all day. Monsters or not, there's no telling what I'll do if either of them push me again. Okay, they're not the two most irritating, okay? Bear, a little bit. Just a little bit. But Ace, not so much. Ace. Don't tell me Leander already snuck out back to get his knob slobbered. He's got business with Curious and Min. 2-on-1 business, huh? Lucky. I can't tell if it's the champagne or the company, but Bear has grown noticeably more relaxed. He sits with his chin propped on the back of his hand. His tail sways lazily. Why are you so far away? Come join us. He pats the empty bar stool beside Ace, but I hesitate. The smile Bear wears is sweet and distinctly sly. And with drinks in the mix, I dread how he and Ace will mess with me next. Bruh, that sounds so fun though. I wanna have a converse off. I wanna sling words with them. Let me do it. We don't bite. I'm not so sure about that. He already tried to rob me and you threatened me. Me? Steal? You must be mistaken. You sure it was me? Yes, it was you, and then you had the gall to kick me out so you could go drinking. Ace gives another one of his shrugs. Had to give you a reason to come looking. Miss me already? Ah! I stare at him flatly, unimpressed by his deflection. Vera. What was I saying your name was? Ver suddenly leans towards me, gossamer sleeves pooling where he rests his elbows on his knees. Ace sets his hand on Ver's waist, narrowly preventing him from tipping off the counter. I need an image of this. I'm afraid we got off on the wrong foot. How about we start fresh, Begin with proper introductions and whatnot? I'll start. The name's Ver. I'm a soulless hunter of no small renown. Ver's handle flutters to his chest, and he bows his head, flinching when hair falls over his eyes. Aww. Ace doesn't say anything, so I suppose it's my turn now. You already know my name. I'm certain you already know my name. Hard not to when Leander shouts it every other second. Ver tips his head back and drains the rest of his champagne. It's a pleasure to formally meet you, Mara. He says my name slowly and deliberately, savoring every syllable. A tingle jumps down my spine. I quickly turn my gaze away. Ace smirks at my reaction. Is something funny? Nope. I open my mouth and close it just as quickly. They want me to react, goading me into another ridiculous game. I like games. Let me play the game. While their sharp cat-like eyes keep me on edge, something about this tension is fun. It must be the fatigue. It's not the fatigue. Word games are fun. A flash of white over Ace's shoulder catches my eye. Across the bar, Curious heads for the door. I don't see Leander or Min, but it feels wrong to let the doctor leave without saying goodbye. I'll be back. Ver grins and waves at me as I leave. I slip through the crowd, careful not to catch anyone, but just as I'm nearing Curus... Gah! I stagger, shoulder checked by a man with a neck twice as wide as his head. He stares down at me, nostrils flaring. Out of my way, shit stain! Asshole! I mutter while massaging my throbbing elbow. The lowlife wheels around, shoving an adder out of the way so he can get close in on me. What did you just say? He shoves me backward, sending me stumbling to the sticky floor. I'm fine, but my heart leaps into my throat when I see him bearing down on me. You trying to start something here? Ooh. The lowlife freezes, his fist cocked back. A group of adders circle him, sizing him up. For what feels like an agonizingly long time, the lowlife looks from me to the adders. Finally, he sniffs and spits on the floor next to me. The wad narrowly misses my cheek. Ew. Screw it. Too many freaks in the circus tonight. He turns his back on me and comes face to face with Ace. He gives the lowlife a dangerous smile. He'll do. What happens next is a blur. Ace's fist crashes into the man's jaw, causing a frenzy of gasps, shouts, and even cheers. I'm sold. Ace. I'm sold on Ace. Nope. Never mind. You don't need to make it so that I don't choose. I choose Ace. Sold. He beat everybody to the punch. Sold. I scramble to my feet as the frantic crowd swarms around me. Through the ruckus, I hear Leander shouting, "Take it outside, Ace!" Everyone, drinks are on me. With that, the wick erupts in hoots and cheers. The ring around me disperses as adders and onlookers rush towards the bar. Through the thinning crowd, I catch glimpses of familiar faces. Ace vanishes up the back, dragging the lowlife behind him. Curus lingers near the door, searching, I suspect, for any wounded before he departs. Min draws their hood up tight as they duck out the side door, while Bear leans over the counter to swipe a glass of wine from behind the bar. And Leander, seated at the opposite side of the bar, gestures dramatically and apologetically at the bartender. In a heartbeat, I realize that there's no telling when or if I'll see any of them ever again. Whoever I pursue may be the last person I get to speak to tonight. I follow Ace! 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 Morbid curiosity draws me after Ace. I slink out the back of the wet wick. Another reason to follow Ace is because I feel like he did that for me and not just, because. Like, he wasn't itching for a fight earlier, so saying, he'll do, doesn't make sense. I'm pretty sure he did it for me. Therefore, yes, Ace. Also, everybody else is, leaving or crowded, and The alley's dead silent, not really what I expected from a fight. A dull crunch reaches my ears, then a thud. I peer around the corner of the building, careful to keep hidden. Dark glistening red coats the ground, spidering down the shallow ridges in the cobblestone. It guides my eye to a clasped body across from me. Once so violent, the lowlife is now little more than a sack of crumpled flesh blotted with mud. Ace exhales, his breath misting against the cold air. Blood flecks his knuckles as he looms over the motionless man. Fear spreads like ice in my bones. Moments ago, he was joking and friendly with the others, but now... Ace's crimson eyes find me in the dark. Not running, Sparrow? I warily rise to my feet, moonlight illuminating my face. I thought I was out of sight. Got eyes in the back of my head. Ace steps off the man. My eyes stay locked on the body. It's wet with layers of blood and grime and completely still. He's alive. Are you sure? Calling me a killer or a liar? Liar. Liar, which I guess would make you a killer too. In that case, he's dead. I squint and Ace smirks back. Don't believe me? To be honest, it's hard to believe anything coming out of your mouth. I'm a liar, after all. Ace tries to rub his reddened knuckles clean, but it ends up smearing the blood around more. I keep making bad impressions on you. I didn't know you cared about my opinion. Just prefer you didn't piss yourself when we talk. Annoyance bubbles in my chest. Well, I'm not pissing myself, even with your bad impressions. Like the first time we met, Ace chips away at my fear, replacing it with irritation instead. He kneels beside the lowlife and frisks him. I can't help but wonder if the crime was worth the punishment, but I hold my tongue. Deftly, Ace's hands search through the man's pockets. It doesn't take him long to find his prize, a cigarette in a matchbox. He strikes a match and sparks illuminate his angular features with golden glow. It's distracting for a moment, but my gaze inevitably drops back to the muddy body. You're just gonna leave him there? Ace draws deep from the cigarette. He exhales heavily, smoke curling past his lips. I breathe in a sweet spice scent. As his tension melts away, he looks at me with cool-lidded eyes. Should I give him a blanket? Unbothered by the maybe corpse, he takes a seat on a crate opposite the bar. I stand awkwardly, forgetting why I came out here in the first place. An unpleasant silence stretches between us. Weather's nice. Cold, murky, and humid, he leads. I want to believe he's teasing me, but for all I know, this is pleasant for Iridia. Was Princess good company? Who? He takes another long drag. His metal rings catch the light of the cigarette in a flash of red. The soulless who escorted you back. You named it Princess? Jealous? I return his smile. You have no idea. I think your nickname's more fitting. Sparrow. Not sure where Ace got it from. Maybe I should tell him to call me by my name, but it's kind of nice. Not that I'd ever tell him that. Before I can dissect my feelings, I quickly change the subject back to the soulless. She was cute. In a weird way. I glance absentmindedly at my hand, remembering how she nuzzled my palm. Ace's eyes softened for a brief moment. Her tail wouldn't stop going when she got back. A group of them don't get much attention. Think she's cute now? Wait till you see her tricks. You taught her tricks? Princess is a smart one. She'll learn anything if you have the right rewards. Sounds about right. The idea of tame soulless is still so outlandish to me. I was attacked by a mindless, bloodthirsty beast, and he's talking about them like they're pets. But it's possible because of the sea spring. I need to get answers he wouldn't give me before. I carefully take a seat beside him on the crate, contemplating my strategy. Ace doesn't seem to mind. He closes his eyes, tilts his head back against the wall, relaxed. Without the pressure of his intense gaze, I feel myself ease up, as long as I keep my attention away from the bloody heap across from us. I glance over at Ace and let my eyes linger. A sea glass color tattoo spirals up his arm, painting over grooves of muscles. Silver jewelry glints in the moonlight, drawing my eyes to his bare chest, rough hands, carved jaw. His ears, his horns, his pupils, everything about Ace is sharp, even the fangs that only show when he grins. But my attention is drawn back to the tattoo. Something about it feels unnatural, as if the tendrils move when I'm not looking. What's your verdict? I whip my head to the opposite direction. What verdict? Got a long, good look. Are you impressed, or do I need work? My face grows hot. I've seen worse. I guess I've seen worse. He responds with a low chuckle, draped in smoke. Keep staring then. My embarrassment spikes. Without thinking, I blurt out a new topic. I have questions about the sea spring. Boredom eclipses his amusement in an instant, and he closes his eyes again. Oh, of course you do. I thought I made myself clear about what you'd be giving up. Yeah, before you kicked me out to go drinking. I still need to know more. My turn for a question. It sounds more like an order. I bristle under his narrow gaze. Fine. He takes a long pull from his cigarette and lets the smoke trail slowly from his nose. Your curse. What about it? This song and dance is all too familiar. The selfish questions come first. What does it do? Is it painful? Can you control it? I brace myself for the inevitable onslaught. Is the thought of living with it really so unbearable? My dread dies with his words. No one has ever asked me that before. You've survived this long. Unless you're running out of time, I'd wonder if it's really worth the sacrifice. He flicks the cigarette aside and props his head on blood-smeared knuckles. But what do I know? I'm just an outsider. My fingers fuss with the trim of my cloak. Ordinarily, I'd be annoyed, but now my chest feels tight. You could have sold me if you were less honest. You're a shit salesman. Thought I was a liar. I changed my mind. We lapse into silence again. This time, it's surprisingly nice. The quiet, chilled air is a balm on my nerves. You know, you didn't seem like an outsider back at the bar. A lot of people like you. Ace raises a brow at me. I start by asking about... I'm gonna ask about... Bear, because that you two seemed really close. I was surprised to see that you and Bear are close. Blessing and a curse. For what I've gathered, most people think he's, I don't know, an asshole. And water's wet. I wait for him to elaborate, but he doesn't. So, what do you like about him? Ace lets out a quiet laugh. A lot of things. You already named one. You'd like that he's an asshole. Temperament matches the drapes. Looks good in blood and better in tears. Favorite things and tails. Sometimes it frizzes up a few. He catches himself, clears his throat. It's hard not to let the disappointment show in my expression. Ah, Bear's one of the most honest people you'll meet. Just don't listen to a single thing he says. Well, that was confusing. Let's ask about Leander. You and Leander clearly get along well. You like Leander? Doesn't everyone? He's helped me a lot since I arrived in Iridia. He even got me a free room in the Wet Wick. His charm has gotten him far, but for a leader, he sure likes it when others take charge. Part of me desperately wants to ask what he means, but Ace continues before I get the chance. Surprised we get along? I thought you'd be at each other's throats, not drinking buddies. His smile is easy, but there's a dangerous edge to it. Leander's done a good job, for a human. Naturally, there will come a time when his resolve will be tested. Same could be said for anyone, in this plane or the next. As for my resolve, stick around in Iridia long enough and you'll find out. I nod slowly. I can't decide if that's a promise or a threat. Got any more observations, Sparrow? Curus. I didn't know that you and Curus were friends. In a way. I help him in the clinic sometimes. Doctor doesn't let most people closer than arm's length. And you do? Heart's on my sleeve. Get the sense Curus was like that in the past. Must have been burned. Trails off, then shrugs. He opens up in his own ways, if relaxed enough. I can't even imagine that. You'd be surprised, even the Doctor has an endearing side. I can't decide what's more intriguing, the fact that Curus has an endearing side or that Ace managed to coax it out of him. Tell me if you uncover any of his other secrets. I'd kill to know more. Okay, Min is left. Maybe Min doesn't necessarily like you, but they definitely pay attention to you. Ace's exasperated reaction takes me off guard. He growls, pinches the bridge of his nose. I make enemies easily as I breathe. Sparrow, it doesn't bother me. But that dub's got it out for me for no reason. Maybe they're unsettled by the sea spring? It's not about that. Goes without saying that they've got some issues. Don't think they understand that you catch more flies with honey than vinegar. Honey has left a bad taste in my mouth in the past. It could be the same for them. At least you're capable of conversation. Okay, so if Min is Sparrow, or Min is Dove, I'm guessing it's because of white hair. If our character is named Sparrow, I wonder if it's because we have the same coloring. Do me a favor and teach the Doves some manners. Thought they'd lay off eventually if I didn't fight. It hasn't happened yet. I really consider the possibility that Min wants to get bitten, but I'm not about to propose that. My main point, speaking from experience, is that being an outsider usually means you don't have friends. I don't. I level him with a tired look. Fine, I'll confess, I have one friend. Don't say yourself. Ocudeus? Osudeus? I'm gonna say Ocudeus. Ocudeus. As soon as he says the name, a thick wave of unease runs through me. The same sensation I felt at the sea spring in the outskirts. But as quickly as the sick feeling hits, it dissipates, leaving me eerily numb to the prickling cold. Who's that? A friend. Lives in my head. It lives in your head. Ace taps his temple with a finger. Right here. Scared you off yet? That'd be the third bad impression I made on you today. I'm stunned for a long moment, processing what he's just told me. Then I burst into a fit of laughter. You're serious? Ace grins wide enough to flash his fangs. Deadly. It sounds so fucking absurd, absolutely on top of everything I've gone through in the past 2 days. It feels like I'm living in a fever dream. I've come close to death more times than I can count. I've encountered tamed soulless in a horrifying group bind. Now I'm supposed to believe that there's someone living inside Ace's head? There are tears in my eyes by the time I rein myself in. Ace waits patiently, lips perked in amusement. Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. You just made it sound so normal. The tension that wound my shoulders so tightly has melted away. For the first time in a long time, I don't feel like I'm bracing to break. I feel like I can breathe. Tukas, where in the rat's ass are you? A shout cracks to the spell. Raucous, gruff shouts echo down the streets, followed by the thunder of heavy boots sloshing through the mud. The voices share the lowlife's accent, the same lowlife who's still, maybe, dead, lying bloody across from us. I nearly forgot about him. I jump to my feet as their voices get louder. They're closing in quick. Ace pulls me by the wrist out of the alley, away from the beaming moonlight. We dive into a nook between buildings, veiled in the shade of tattered canopies. It's a tight fit. Ace boxes me in against the wall. He towers over me, his body all but pressed against mine. For the second time today, the heady scent of smoke envelops me, now cut with the metallic tinge of someone else's blood. Ace pitches his voice low. Quiet. My heart leaps into my throat. I'm suddenly acutely aware of the heat radiating off of Ace, the feeling of his leg grazing my thigh, the closeness of his breath. This is bad. I squirm against him and earn a burning crimson glare. Do we really have to? His hand covers my mouth, muffling my whispers. He shakes his head. Don't. Damn, he's over here. Dukas, wake up, you bastard. A group of individuals, all brandishing spiked weapons, fill the alley. They wear violet sashes, some of them kind of uniform. I wish I could see what they're doing, but Ace's arm blocks my sight. My eyes trail up the teal markings that coil around his arm, his bicep. They lead up to his collarbone, past the cords hanging around his neck, and to the smuggest smirk I've ever seen. Glare at him! I would love nothing more than to chew him out, but his hand is clamped over my mouth. I fix him with the deadliest glare I can muster. Ace responds with a wolfish grin, and I realize I've locked myself into an eye contact with him. A thrill jolts through me, my face hot beneath his touch. This can't be happening. Why am I getting so worked up in this situation? The voices in the alley grab Ace's attention this time. Shit, he's got more broken ribs than whole ones. What kind of freak did this? Fan out, find the ones responsible. You three, take Dukas back to the base. At least he's still breathing. The alley clears out as footsteps rush away from us. We stay still until they're distant, melting into the rumble of the quarter. Only then does Ace take his hand off my mouth. When we finally step back in the moonlight, the night air is ice on my skin. Dazed, I feel the need to keep my eyes off Ace at all costs. Was that really necessary? Staying hidden was the best option. It would be a hassle to run into them with you here. What, because I'm dead weight? Because 3 bad impressions are enough for one day. The answer is too vague for my liking, but he's probably right. Either way, I don't have energy to argue. Come on, Sparrow, let's get you home before you're framed for murder. Very funny. We reach the front of the wet wick too quickly. I hate to admit it, but I don't want to separate from Ace yet. And not just because he never answered my questions. He's infuriating. As much as he makes me feel on edge, he can also make me feel safe, secure somehow. You know where to find me. At the creepiest place in the world. Take your time before you decide to drink. I happen to like your shitty attitude. It takes me a moment to process that, then my eyes flutter down to my feet. I'll keep that in mind. When I glance back up from the ground, Ace is already down the street, disappearing into the throng of people. No fanfare, not even a wave. Asshole. So this is you have to choose. So this was a 2-hour intro. 2-hour intro. We're gonna end it here. I was not expecting this to go so long for a demo. I slightly regret my decisions, but also I don't, because I really like the story. I like the art. I like the everything. I love everything about this game so far. Okay, we're gonna end it here for today. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you think that I should not choose Ace. I think Ace is the right decision. Yes. Okay. Bye.